Everyone certainly has bad days, but no one seems to have a bad day like Lin Fang. Just when he was enjoying the early days of his romance, he was immediately betrayed and dumped by the woman who was his idol. Not only that, the sudden bad weather made his mood even more gloomy. In addition, when he was crossing the street, he was hit by a car and suffered serious injuries. He had a hit and run on that usually busy street, which unfortunately is now very quiet. He felt blood continuously flowing from his body, and the bones in his body had been broken. The pain he felt was so great, he had never experienced it before. He then realized that this was the time he would die. On top of that, dying in a very sad and embarrassing way. Whether in his hallucinations or not, he kept listening to the voice of a child who kept asking him to sign a death contract. He refused, and he didn't want to die in such a ridiculous way, and he wanted to live and live long. After the tantrum in front of the girl, her eyes slowly opened again because she heard the voice of a girl who kept asking about her current situation. When he opened his eyes fully, there was a very beautiful girl with very nice legs in front of his eyes. Then suddenly, a hologram window appears in front of his face, saying that the system has been successfully activated and will make him the most genius and luckiest person in this world. Lin Fan was still lying in the middle of the road wondering what the heck had happened to him. The system displayed the X points he currently had. Seeing his dire status, Lin Fang was extremely shocked. Emotions of anger, embarrassment, or various other mixed into him. Still emotional, Lin Fan thought that if given the option to live again, he should at least be cooler. Suddenly he gets a mission to add his points, but the mission requires him to do something he never wanted to do. He crept closer to the girl, then pushed his mouth up and bit the girl's hand. The girl, who was originally worried for Lin Fan, turned into horror as if she had met a demon. Finally, Lin Fan got 200 points for that disgraceful behavior. However, the system informed him that he did not have enough points to heal wounds, lacking strength. Lin slowly crawled on the ground to near the bathroom and did the same action. He did with another girl, causing everyone to scream, panic, and run away. Lin Fan believed that if he did something like this, and it was transmitted to the outside world, his righteous life would be considered over. Lin Fan's next task was to find an affluent populated area where he might steal a late-night dinner. Lin Fan, who was covered in blood, entered the roadside restaurant to order food, but after seeing him take the food and leave without paying, everyone assumed he was a gangster. In Lin Fan's opinion, was only a small step in his new journey to become a great person in this world. Lin Fan was once a poor student at Shenzhen University. Since then, his father, who was a soldier, went missing. He has to go to school and work in a restaurant every day. In the end, after he entered the 4th year, and he will graduate soon. The owner of this dumpling restaurant was a friend of her father's from long ago and helped her and even accommodated her upstairs in the restaurant so she didn't have to pay the rent. When he arrived at work the next morning, everyone in the store asked him why he looked so tired. Uncle Lee, the owner of the dumpling restaurant, was worried that Lin Fan stayed up late to study because he knew Lin Fang was a good boy. He thought, it must be difficult for young people to study and work at the same time. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Lin Fan uses his points to find new talent. But strangely, it wasn't talent that emerged, but a bowl of dumplings. In the end, many bowls of dumplings appeared. The system blamed Lin Fan's bad luck and bad luck. But the remaining points were enough for him to draw one more time. Finally, Lin Fan got talent. At this time, unexpectedly, Lin Fan, his ex-girlfriend Bai Siki, arrives with Xiao Chao. She is his new girlfriend. Outside the restaurant, he said that his arrival he aims to start giving Lin Fan about life lessons. Even though they were lovers and childhood friends, a man would deserve a kick if he dared to be poor and unable to afford a house after graduation. While the new boyfriend criticizes Lin Fan for using harsh words, he continued to mock Lin Fan and curse his poverty. Lin Fan took out his cell phone to record everything and wanted to post it online. Xiao Chao urged Lin Fan to delete the video immediately. Lin Fan jokingly said that he didn't know how to delete it because he was as stupid as he said. The new lover heard that he got angrier and tried to hit Lin Fan. He grabbed her clothes, but not long after, Lin Fan gave Xiao Chao a light kick, but the effect sent him flying out of the restaurant. Xiao Mei is a third-year university student of Shenzhen and the president of the Taekwondo Association. He entered the restaurant. Currently, he is also Xiao Chao's younger brother. When he saw brother being beaten, he wanted him to take revenge. Xiao Mei Mei take off his shoes before going to fight Lin Fan. Everyone in the room was amazed that she always wore such heavy shoes. At this point, even Lin Fan was stunned. He didn't think he would be able to beat Mei Mei. He smacked Lin Fan's face mercilessly. However, he manages to avoid it, leaving him confused as to how he managed to do it. Xiao Mei Mei is still confident. More shots, and she won't be able to avoid it. At this time, Lin Fan took the opportunity to strike back. Xiao Mei Mei was shocked. He could still counterattack. In this situation, then, Xiao Mi can release, a move that includes all its power. Lin Fan swore he couldn't fight back. He asked, "Is the system not genius?" The system replied that it was not a genius. To become a champion, he had to rely on his own efforts to become the invincible Lin. The fan hugged the arm that had just been attacked, and questioned why it wasn't told him before. Wait, he also seems to have figured out something is possible with his feet. He asked to quickly apologize, Lin Fan. On the other hand, he questions the reason. He had to apologize when his older brother asked the person who attacked first. The old man sitting next to him asked, how could he explain his reasoning to Lin Fan's father? His son was bullied by a young boy. He was pushed by an old man. Quickly changed the fan, Lin pressed Mei Mei's leg. While he is not paying attention and Xiaomi may not be able to keep fighting, so Lin Fan wins.
Seeing that the situation was not good, Xiao Chao immediately begged for forgiveness, claiming that he was blind. But he warned Lin Fan not to hope that if he deserved to win, he would do it back to him and advised him not to be naive. Lin's ex-boyfriend doesn't even find her cool and claims it's her choice from now on. She only thinks about her husband's money. His attention would only be on the number of points in Lin Fan's system increasing significantly, so he had to carefully consider how to use them.
Now the price of the items acquired has increased by another 0, even more than the price of the house. If the score increases, the store adds more items, but only if there is a serious threat to his life. Under the terms of the contract, the system is not permitted to disclose any product information to the purchaser. Lin thought that he didn't know the details of the item, but the price would rise. Lin Fan would get a lot of dumplings if he wasn't lucky. Lin Fan didn't know how to spend his points. He doesn't know when the Xiao family will return to take revenge, but with his current abilities, dealing with Xiao Mei Mei is already challenging enough. Lin Fan asked about ways to increase his talent. Then it replied that there were 2 ways. But he had to experiment himself. The first way is to complete a system task, but the difficulty is very high, and there is still no way at the moment. The second way is to accumulate points to use the upgraded spring mushroom. The system scolded it just before. Even though he could stick his tongue out, it was artificial intelligence, but it was against the contract. When the teacher noticed, Lin Fan was still talking alone. He shouted angrily that if Lin Fan didn't want to study, he would have to leave everyone immediately. In class, people started joking that Lin Fan, his girlfriend, just dumped him. She is the prettiest student in school. How could he follow Lin Fan and suffer? The man next to him told him not to think too much, because there was still so much good in the world. Xiao Mei Mei enters the class, excited to learn, and as soon as the teacher sees her, she immediately calls her over. But how could he sit next to Lin Fan? After a while, Xiao Mei Mei pawned high-level martial arts. The instructor with him, Xiao Mei Mei, was surprised to see his master and his brother suddenly there. The whole class was astonished, and the teacher at the podium was looking for an excuse to leave. Everyone in class witnessed this. He then gave the opportunity to discuss. Did Lin Fan make a fuss again, and how dare he touch them? Xiao Chao then reported to the teacher that Lin had been harassed. And then Xiao Chao said that Lin aggressively beat 4 students at the dumpling restaurant in front of the school. He considered Lin to be so brave that he dared to break the school rules. The teacher made the decision to suspend Lin Fan from school, so he could review his behavior. No one expected him to be that coward. Lin Fan actually didn't submit to them because they attacked Lin Fan first, and he just defended himself. Xiao Chao admitted to having a security video in front of the school gate as evidence. The video shows Lin Fan throwing Xiao Chao out of the restaurant, and the 2 students who try to stop him are also attacked. Xiao Chao laughed loudly. Lin Fan couldn't quibble this clearly. Proof he also knew that Lin Fan had a good relationship with Uncle Li, the owner of a dumpling restaurant. The dumpling restaurant was still under family ownership. and Uncle Lee owed him a lot of money. Xiao Chao whispered in Lin Fan's ear that the restaurant could close at any time. Xiao Chao is not a man of conscience and will obey a dog like Lin. He would offer Lin Fan a chance to go to the address he wrote down on the paper after school. Lin Fan did as the man said. After school finished, when Lin Fan arrived, he realized this was not a place for good students. After Xiao Chao found him, Lin Fan approached him, wanting him to enter. It is then shown people engaging in battle with the person in it, for a match if Lin's fan Xiao Chao would ignore this. But dropping out of school and taking down the restaurant is just bait for Lin Fan to come here, to the underground arena, that even the police can't manage the demons here, and are also Xiao Chao's subordinate, and he will beat Lin Fan to death. Until then, Xiao Chao will do it. Keep forcing Lin Fan to drop out of school and destroy this restaurant is the consequence of Lin Fan's mistake. Xiao Chao reasoned that he had to get involved in this battle because before his father disappeared, he had made a promise to him to finish college after his father died. Uncle Lee always helps him. He can't let Uncle Lee lose the restaurant. The man in the ring beat Lin Fan several times in a row during the fight, but in the end, he was hit by Lin Fan, which made it too painful for him. "Continue the battle," shouted Chao. He couldn't sit still. He got up and told the man in the ring to continue fighting. Immediately the man tried to regain his composure, as he would lose if he stepped in. The ring demon was confident that he could use his power to knit the air of fortune. Everyone watching from below was shocked when they saw the devil enter for the first time. When Lin Fan approached and gave it, Lin questioned why he did it. He stopped fighting, claiming that he was cool before. Lin Fan provoked the demon with another slap. The demon was enraged and punished by Lin Fan. The match commentator started saying that Lin Fan attacked frantically with a slap. Xiao Chao was furious. He paid for Lin Fan to be beaten by the enemy. Xiao Chao shouted at the man to fight against the Li Fan. The devil's mask was blown off as the commentator shouted. Lin Fan was angry, and he was right. He questioned the man about how much money Xiao Chao had paid him to beat Lin Fan to death. But Lin Fan didn't expect that after the mask was taken off, that person was teacher Wei Lian. Xiao Chao looked up, because it was his teacher, and scolded the professor. The people below don't think the school's martial arts instructor is a devil to supplement his income. Teacher dared to engage in secret martial arts. Wei Lian was worried that if he was found out, he would be expelled from school. The underground wrestling club shuts down permanently. After that day, on the other hand, in some apartment in Shenzhou, there were two people talking about this. Incident with Lin Tiantong's son was the one who defeated the demons in the citadel, and there was only one possibility, that Lin Tiantong had left a Dragon Vein map to his son. Since the Dragon Vein map was a treasure, they decided to let Tianhong Guild go get it. Recently, the organization requested that they steal a Dragon Vein map from a young man called Lin Fan. Someone had come to deliver both good and bad news. At that time, the good news was that Xiao Chao was bugging them, just in time for Lin Fan to engage with the young master. At that time, the Old Four had gone to avenge that bad thing. That Old Four had beaten someone to death. Lin Fan was currently walking on the street, believing that the large number of crowds was a lot of strength, and that the audience in the wrestling ring had helped him earn a lot of money. With the points he had, he exchanged for the spring mushroom. With this point, according to the system of people consumed, it will directly increase the capacity of the Lin Fan. He rushes back to Dumpling's restaurant after realizing it was too late. But when he got there, the restaurant had by now turned into a rundown heap. Little Li Xiaoying, Uncle Li's daughter, immediately ran to Lin Fan's side. When she saw him and started to cry loudly, she already saw the broken pile, cups, dumplings and others scattered when she came home from school, and her father was not there. Seen moments later, the bad guys appeared to destroy the eatery and even beat the little girl. When one of the wrestlers heard him say so, he came out claiming that Lin had accused young master Xiao Chao and also of harassing the club, Tianhong Guild. He shouted that Lin Fan had become too bold. Lin Fan questioned what they wanted to do. Didn't he already do it? Explained it to their young master that if Lin Fan won in the underground ring, all the hatred would be finished. Lin Fan asks about the Tianhong Guild, which the two of them were thinking about when they destroyed the restaurant and kidnapped Uncle Lee. The tall man defiantly asked Lin Fan, did he have an appointment? Have a contract? And the Tianhong Guild in Shenzhou City could kill anyone. They wanted them to join together to defeat Lin Fan. Finally, one of them used a knife to stab Lin Fan. Fortunately, Lin Fan had already bought the mushroom. The mushroom entered the owner's mouth. Soon after realizing he needed it, everyone was shocked. Lin Fan woke up, and his strength had now peaked as well. Another person came after Lin Fan beat everyone in the room. Zhu Ke asked Lin Fan where the map was. Lin Tiantong had gone to Lin Fan, and if Lin Fan didn't want something to get, worse, Lin Fan had to give him Lin Fan's map. Mysteriously states that person is his father. "Is that guy talking about Lu Fan?" asked the man, asking if he shared the same side as those who had just been beaten and were lying on the ground. Which Lin Fan requested that they compensate him immediately, because they had damaged Uncle Lee's house dumpling restaurant. Zhu Ke smirked coldly when he saw that Lin Fan didn't answer the question he thought Lu Fan was acting. It seems not right not to make Lin Fan say it. Zhu Ke stated that he is much stronger than the others. Lin Fan was furious. He intended to gradually charge them by attacking Li Xiaoying and destroying the dumpling restaurant. After a girl found out that Lin Fan defeated all of Tianhong's men, she immediately hated him. They really need the other to act. When Tianhong was so useless, leader Tianhong said that he already sent Zhu Ke there and did it, not needing his help. Hearing this, he felt safer. He had decided to protect Tianhong. Previously, due to a monk like Zoe K, he is currently being surrounded by the police. Underspeaker constantly proclaims that he is under siege and that he must free the hostages, hurry up and surrender, but he continued his conversation calmly. A ranked cultivator might be able to kill a martial arts master, let alone Lin Fan at this time. Lin Fan used the system to check the information about Zhu Ke. Before fighting according to the information, the opponent's body is a spirit weapon, which means he must be a monk buff. Lin actually couldn't fight Zhu Ke in battle, but his life was protected by a man named Meng Chang. He is an old man, and he intends to protect Lin Fan to get to him. Zhu Ke reasoned that Zhao and Meng Chang had already arrived, so it was not suitable to act. From Zuku's observation, Lin Fan might not know what his father had. Zhu Ke told Lin Fan that Lin Fan's father must have left something for Lin Fan before his death. There are 5 important atlases in it, totaling Mulong, Shashaguan Point, Shui Point, and Shan's father's lap. Lin Fan is owned by one of them. Lin Fan has 10 days to go and find out. He didn't care if Dan Ying returned to Lin Fan village to find or dig up the ancestral graves. In short, Lin Fan needed to find what his father left and give it to Zhu Ke. After 10 days, Zhu Ke will either go get the Dragon Vein map or kill Lin Fan. After saying that, Zuki hurriedly left with the people. Lin Fan had fainted before. Lin Fan asked Zhu Ke, "Does he know what happened to Lin Fan's father?" But he did not answer and immediately disappeared. Lin Fan wondered if his father had left a map before he disappeared. When Lin Fan thought of his father, the first thing that came to mind was a wall in the countryside. Despite the fact that Lin Fan saw very little of his father, as he only handled the outside of duties all year round. The medallion on the wall in the house says a lot about his father's life. In Lin Fan's heart, his father was a great hero, he remembered last time. He saw his father came third 5 years ago when his father came back after great accomplishments. The village chief's leaders and neighbors had been waiting for him from an early age. Lin Fan couldn't help but feel anxious because he didn't see his father. While he too is feeling distant and unsure of what to do, someone calls him back in the present. Zhao wants Lin Fan to marry his granddaughter, on the condition that he lend Lin Fan his book on dragon veins and enhancing life. Lin Fan and Uncle Li family's grandson of the old man were away on business until tomorrow morning. He had already prepared 2 rooms for Lin Fan and Li Xiaoying. While they live here, replace that dumpling restaurant which is uninhabitable. Li Xiaoying stated that he had no idea where his father had gone and could not even call him. So he was worried and could not eat. The police would not work on Uncle Li's case as he had been missing for less than 24 hours. But Zhao tells them both that he has already sent people to find Uncle Li. Lin Fan felt that way because indeed so many events had happened today. He needed to sleep early, but as soon as he walked in, a servant girl and his dad came in to sort the system stuff out. Then displays Lin Fan the task of finding the girl in secret. The system once said that there were only 2 ways to level up: collect enough points to exchange for spring mushrooms or complete spring mission mushrooms. The system is tough, let alone whatever props are used. Whose price will go up so much, and besides, he will face that Zhu again. 10 days, even if Lin Fan found what belonged to him. Father was gone, he couldn't give it away, so Lin Fan needed to grow at capacity in the next 10 days. Lin Fan has 10 days to not only earn as many points as possible, but also complete as many system tasks as possible. But Lin Fan suddenly felt two things, mysterious points constantly awakening. While the girl in front of him remained emotionless, Lin Fan might have found trouble. Lin Fan asked the girl to leave the room. At this point, Mr. Zhao and Meng Chang pointed out to congratulate him on passing the exam. They had devised a little scheme to determine if that Lin Fan was trustworthy enough. He was not wrong. They keep an eye on him, but when his nephew appears, he recognizes him as the person who was in the restroom that day. When the girl took the chaotic opportunity to leave the place, Lin Fan found her and chased her. He shouted at Wen Xiaoman to stop. He asked what it was he was hiding from Lin Fan. Right, that girl was trying to run away. He fell to the ground with the USB falling. When he caught her just as they were coming out the door, Mr. Zhao's men saw Lin Fan grabbing the girl's leg and were very angry. Lin Fan was shouted at by Lord Zhu's nephew for daring to touch his subordinates. Without the need to call the police, he will be the one to take care of Lin Fan. Lin Fan felt the danger and tried to explain, but he refused to listen to Zhao Lingyu using the robot glove and told Lin Fan to explain with the glove. At this point, Lin Fan only thought that he needed to retrieve the servant's secret quickly because time was running out. Luckily, he accepts the USB, just ended the system. The system announced that Lin Fan had discovered the secret stored in the Xiaoman's body, and that the mission had been activated. Zhao Lingyu punched Lin Fan before he could celebrate. Lin Fan screamed in pain, incessantly holding nose. He had just been hit. It was a titanium alloy gun with 600 kilograms. Forced, but Lin Fan quickly crushed him, leaving Ling Yu to wonder who he was. Why Lin Fan have USB from old Zhao's? Zhao's old company asks. When did they realize it was something he received? When Xiaoman's body. They all go to take a look that the USB contains details about the new type of phone the company has and plans to launch. When Xiaoman apologizes, explaining that his daughter has been conned into selling to Xiao's family KTV and is also involved in drugs, which he wants to make up for his daughter. So he did this. He knew this secret was still important. His daughter was the most precious to him. Meng Chang and Zhao Lingyu's people went to find those people. Upon hearing this news, Lin Fan seems to be on a mission to save Princess Xiaoman. But he was stopped by both of them met Madam at KTV, who was also a member of Tianhong Guild. Meng Chang guessed that she was also the one in charge of this place. He stated that KTV was suspected of fraud and inducement, so he intended to report it to the police. He replied with a smile that he was frightened by their intention to call the police. Officer Chen appeared at this time and asked if the noise was preventing him from singing. Officer Chen stated that he comes here every day to check, and that this club is a great place to have fun. Meng Chang knew at this point that this kind of trash coordinated with the authorities. So it's no wonder that the Xiao family did a lot of illegal business but still remained strong. Chen shouted at Meng Chang asking who was trash and threatened to sue Meng Chang for insulting the police. Mistress wants him to seek justice, him as soon as possible, and he assures her that he owns her. Here is the law who dare say that it is illegal. Meng Chang couldn't help but run over and hit the other two people. Lin Fan, on the other hand, is having trouble with Mr. Zhao, who wants to know why Lin Fan prefers other people's feet. Lin Fan was at a loss for words. He actually claimed to have experienced hallucinations. Lin Fan believes that maybe not making up the best response, and he states that he enjoys other people's feet. Old Chief Zhao's points had now increased significantly, and Lin Fan wondered, had he said something wrong? Lin Fan wondered why he said he liked other people's feet. He couldn't say that he had it. System Lin then went on to explain that humans had needed legs since the beginning of time, and that in the past when people didn't learn to walk, people would look at their feet every day when they grew up. Their heads. After hearing Lin Fan's explanation, Zhao approached Lin Fan and gave him a hug. He decided to marry his niece to Lin Fan. The two of them sat down and started a serious conversation about this marriage. After solving all the problems, when old Zhao asked why Lin Fan intended to go to the Xiao family KTV house to save people, Lin Fan stated that Meng Chang and Zhao Lingyu definitely needed help. The old man laughed when he heard this. He said that Lin Fan was daydreaming, and even if he chose one of them, the Xiao family couldn't handle it easily. Well, Meng Chang was a rare martial arts cultivator who had once defeated a division of several dozen members of the Tianhong Guild by himself. Meng Chang's name was well known throughout Tianhong, and Xiao family stopped causing trouble when Meng Chang became the captain of guard Zhao Ling Yu. Nephew of Mr. Zhao has talent in martial arts final year. He got first place in martial arts university graduation, his robotic armor. Even when dealing with a D-level martial arts master, he is not inferior. Old Zhao convinced Lin Fan that he was fair, needed to learn how to take good care of him. Master Zhao took out his phone and intended to give them a call. Maybe they already did, but when he called, no one picked up. Lin Fan asked if there was a problem. When did Xiaoman find out that the Xiao family had hired Tianhong to guard the site? Because it was illegal. Zhan Wu, the person in charge, seemed to be quite dangerous. Mr. Zhao was shocked after he heard what his nephew said. Wu Zone is the most mysterious in Tianhong Guild. One knows his true identity or class fighting for years, even the police are not aware of it. Master Zhao is worried about the two grandchildren being in danger if the opponent is really Zhan Wu. Lin Fan told Master Zhao not to wait any longer and let him go. While inside, Lin Fan was contemplating how to get lucky. He still had a chance to complete the task that old Zhao agreed to. Lin Fan left after all that didn't belong. Mr. Zhao went out to go out. This time Lin Fan brought a lot of money with him. When he got here first, he intended to go save Wen's daughter, Xiaoman, before helping the other two. No girl was received by Lin Fan. Finally, Officer Chen asked someone to bring it out. Wen was Xiaoman's daughter once they met. She told Lin Fan not to ask. Who was she for meeting each other in the middle of her busy earlier, too? He wants them to guess each other's personality identities and interests. Lin Fan draws Wen's destruction. He is not a fool. Lin Fan knows that this is the moment of destruction when Xiaoman, San's daughter, is marked death on Wen's calendar. Liu Celestial Young, key 10 points interheard. After noticing someone had exposed Ru's identity and quickly stopped, Lin Fan's hand used his hand for acupressure. Lin Fan shouted angrily at him for daring to sneak up on him that he kicked him away with not-so-heavy motions. Lin Fan looked at the moment of destruction. In amazement, he thought it would already be difficult to suppress 10 acupuncture points at once without missing a shot. If it's not hard for 10 years of training when the meltdown. On the other hand, silently observing Lin Fan and thinking he was quite dangerous, he didn't anticipate that anyone would be able to counterattack as he used his twin reflex expert, Ace's master, causing Wen Ru and being a bit more careful. After confronting him, the system opponent reminded Lin Fan that he had found the target. Mission for the first time, therefore the promotion chance system will increase. The system asked Lin Fan if he wanted to use it was the right time according to Lin Fan, and he would exploit it, advance his talent during the fight. Lin Fan found that meeting Ace was expensive. That's why he called all the girls but still couldn't see him. When Mother Ruin also failed to find him, many times Lin Fan ordered Wen to ravage him, follow him to see his mother. Lin Fan and Wen broke the bet. Whoever it is, lose the playing cards will drink wine, so if he's drunk he can take him outside the house. But none of those present expected Lin Fan to be particularly good. Even the staff members couldn't stand that wine with the current service charge included. Lin Fan had spent Xiaohun's 23,000 yuan on 10 bottles of Rectifa Kowani spirit. Because Lin Fan still couldn't get drunk from all the wine, they let out 96 degrees. This one wine has the highest alcohol percentage worldwide. Actually even has a higher concentration of alcohol than hospital cleaners. When Yan didn't think Lin Fan wouldn't fall if Lin Fan wanted to win, he had to search through the glass of dice. But at that time he did not have the talent to see through glass. Once inside, to see through the glass fan, Lin had to temporarily increase his vision to a level above that of the average person, and there was only one way to do this. Traditional national art known as washa. The first step is rubbing the heavenly acupuncture point, followed by sealing the love point, pressing the quadrilateral acupuncture point, and pressing the temple acupuncture point. Everyone watching Lin Fan's actions had no idea who he was working on. When Ruin told Lin Fan to keep drinking, if he could get him drunk he would. Finally got to take him home. Lin Fan saw it, he could see through it. It turned out that Ruin's finger had a magnet, which made sense that whether Lin Fan had predicted it correctly or not. The results may still be changeable. He finally understood why he kept losing. He now realized his previous trick. Opened the box he pulled out when Ruin handed over Lin Fan. Thus being defeated when Xuanyuan countless times, he finally fell to the ground. Afterwards became very drunk. Everyone said it was the first time they had ever seen Wen crush the drunken Lin Fan, as he was revealed to have when he crushed his shoulder and intended to take him to his mother. But her magic timed out by then, and they both got caught. Lin Fan was caught by a man named Zan Wu, and that's where he met the officers. Officer Chen Chen asked whether Lin Fan was wet behind the ear. This KTV is guarded by Officer Chen. When he saw Lin Fan tied up high, he asked if Lin Fan disobeyed. But that's the way of society now. Several years ago, Lin Tiantong, a member of the Special Forces, had a national treasure valued at more than $100 million, but then disappeared, leaving his wife and children behind to escape. Chen claims that in comparison to that person, he is just an amateur fan. Lin heard that and became very angry, but he didn't know the truth. Chen was happy to see Lin Fan angry and asked Lin Fan, why is he angry? But at this point, no matter how loud Lin Fan shouted, no one could help him. Yes, even if he screams now. No one outside could hear him and came to him. Then he distracted Chen to untie him. Bond asks if even police can't enter. Chen laughed loudly because he was here, so no police arrived. Lin Fan smirked, thinking coldly it would be better to act now as a policeman. Officer Chen still didn't realize the danger that he had already revealed the identity to Lin Fan, so Lin Fan had to do it. Officer Chen wants to beat Lin Fan to death. Chen is a boxing and martial arts champion for 3 years in a row. He is a master. He hit Lin Fan hard, but at that moment Lin Fan suddenly counterattacked. He kicked hard, breaking Chen's arm with a punch. At that moment, Zhao Ling Yu also calmed down and walked over with Lin Fan. No one had ever dared to play with Ling Yu before, and he wanted to announce that. They will die suddenly. Zan Wu came to help the two of them beat Officer Chen. At that moment, Zhao Ling Yu then questioned who he was and why he had come to help them. He replied that it didn't matter who he was. All he needed to know was that he was not Officer Chen's accomplice. He then gave Zhao Ling proof of KTV's illegal business, under the only condition that Ling Yu took good care of it. His sister Zhao Ling Yu didn't understand what he was saying or what the system was. However, he then disappeared without saying anything. Lin Fan thought that the accumulated points were not enough. In the timing and movement he changed earlier, it was still unusable, so he felt a bit wasted. At night, the police in Shenzhou received a credible report. There is a major crime on one KTV taken. Everyone departs in a rush to carry out an important task. Someone is actually standing on the roof above the KTV. The police urged the beleaguered man to lie down, lowered his gun, and surrendered instantly. The person above him was none other than a police officer. Chen, who was no longer sober, she was now dressed as a girl in brass boots and a leopard skirt. When Lin Fan returned, Mr. Zhao praised Lin Fan wholeheartedly. This time, Lin Fan, Mr. Zhao's nephew of choice to enter the law, did a good job, saving them. Lin Fan not only destroyed KTV, but also exposed the person behind. The Tianhong Guild reduced the Xiao family, and the Tianhong Guild's strength was Meng Chang, currently receiving treatment from Zhao Ling Yu, and even though he was still in a coma, his condition was steadily being improved at this point. An outsider entered the room to tell old Zhao that he had tracked down the super delicious dumpling restaurant owner. Lin Fan is happy to see Uncle Li back. Someone told Wu Tanglan, who previously saved Uncle Li from moving. However, he couldn't accept that at Ying's house, the killer took action against the entire director's family and injured several officers. When Uncle Li came back, he sat down with Lin Fan and Mr. Zhao to talk to Mr. Li. Didn't expect so much to happen. It was better than Lin Fan and his daughter, even though the restaurant's dumplings were destroyed. Old Zhao convinced Mr. Li that Li Xiaoying was sleeping upstairs. Mr. Li thanked Mr. Zhao for his help, explaining that this is due to his shortcomings, success in business because he has not paid back his loan to the Xiao family. Mr. Zhao advised Mr. Li not to thank him. Instead, Mr. Li should thank Lin Fan. Lin Fan will work for Mr. Zhao and his salary will be used to pay off Mr. Li's debt. Lin Fan asks Uncle Li why he did it, only wearing a mask since he came back. Master Li took off his mask, startling Lin Fan with his swollen mouth. Speaking of this, Mr. Lee stated that this should be mentioned of the wonton bowl he ate at the restaurant Lin Fan left. Mr. Lee noticed that Lin Fan was making the dumplings in the kitchen yesterday. Afterwards, Lin Fan went to school. Mr. Lee didn't even throw them away, even though they were different from the restaurant's recipe. Instead, he sold them to customers. As a result, the guest's mouth was so badly burned that it was impossible to recognize him. Despite the fact that the guest's entire mouth was burnt and he was unable to speak, he continued pointing at the wonton bowl. His mouth was making a strange sound. Mr. Lee took another bite of chopsticks and found it was not only the best dumpling he had ever eaten, but it was also the hottest type of dumpling. More strangely, the two of them did everything but couldn't cool it down. Finally, they continued to eat, causing both of them to burn their mouths. Lin Fan immediately remembered he had just handed over 2 bowls of dumplings and ran out to check. As a result, they both experienced the same thing, only Li Xiaoying was unharmed. Lin Fan asked the system, but the system refused to answer. So he decided to seek it out himself and created those dumplings that were so beautiful. A KTV maid who managed to escape returns to tell Xiao Hun that KTV has been destroyed. Xiao Hun couldn't believe it once he asked the person a few times. The man admitted what he said was accurate, and the police arrested a big man named Zhan Wu. The man wanted to stop the Zhao family, inside leaving, but the result was that he was beaten hard. He wants the president to be their master president. Xiao Hun punished them for daring to smash the dirt on the crown prince's head and vowed to destroy the entire Zhao family. Xiao Tong, the third young master of the Xiao family, walked out telling father to calm down and asked the injured person to get up first, then took her hand tightly. Xiao Tong told the maid Zhan Wei with a sad expression that she had devoted so much to their family. The third master was shocked by the maid's hand bloodied on his face. Xiao Tong was now only concerned with getting as much blood as possible, so he cracked the male servant's hand, unable to reveal anything since all 10 of his fingers were broken and his mouth was smacked. Xiao Tong then took out his cell phone and dialed 911, shouting loudly, claiming that a criminal had broken into his house. The thug even attacked everyone, and Xiao Tong's entire face was now covered in blood. Then Xiao Tong turned around to tell his father that this illegal business had to be withdrawn as soon as possible. He stated that since his generation, he would conduct business as usual. On the other hand, the Zhao family rebuilt a dumpling restaurant for Uncle Lee. After just one night, Lin Fan is currently trying to figure out how to stop the wontons of the receiving system from overheating. In the process, he discovers a new technological genius skill. Land Constable Wu Tong appears at the dumpling restaurant. Shortly after that, he didn't anticipate that even Zhao, who always did honest business, would do this all. The girls are brought to Uncle Lee's dumplings by the Zhou family. Lin Fan dressed them up as waiters, serving in a restaurant, while Ruining, who was standing beside him, smirked, wondering what new trick he was going to pull off. Lin Fan reasoned that if all the cooling equipment failed, the wontons would cool down. The only option was to have these girls for a job blowing them up. As a result, Lin Fan hired them as waitresses for the restaurant. It became fantastic if things were so hot wontons could be solved, while also finding jobs for these girls. A super delicious dumpling restaurant that opens every morning starts. They have 2 college boys as their first child. Customers, and they talk about how the head of the martial arts department, teacher Wei Lian, has been exposed for playing underground. Wrestling videos go viral on the internet, and the school fires him the same night. Yesterday, Wei Lian came to Lin Fan battle, and bad news. It is revealed that night the 2 students thought it was too much. Coincidentally, they were on a school trip when they decided to stop by a dumpling restaurant. Uncle Lee for lunch. As the 2 finished eating, their eyes lit up with its deliciousness. The mixed meat-filling corn kernels and mushrooms was like the architects of the grandiose Basilica Antiones in Spain, but extraordinary, and under compression of the oral cavity. The rich broth flying over the wonton, the restaurant's skin, quickly attracted a large number of customers. The dumplings that just sold were the same that Uncle Lee used to sell for half a day. Lin Fan in the kitchen always uses the system to make dumplings. Lin Fan gains a lot of points in the system by changing the customer's emotions. He chuckled that it was important to do business without funds, but now the problem is when Ru and still refused to do this work. So Lin Fan Wind was not accepted to complete Wu Tang Lan's challenge, who investigated this. The dumpling restaurant is having a lot of trouble because too many customers come. Wu-Tang Lan entered the shop with a few co-workers and a few heavy pieces of equipment before he could see what was going on around him. He rushes to arrest Lin Fan, claiming that he has the right to be silent. Anything he says will become evidence in court. In this case, two co-workers who had just discovered that something was wrong with the scenario at the shop called him, but it was not with the suspected negative intent. Wu-Tang realized he was wrong, so he came here for a food safety inspection. Lin Fan asked him about whether he meant that sanitary checks also required the use of weapons. Wu-Tang claims that this is a temporary rule, showing no signs of emotional change. But Lin Fan doesn't believe that even though Lin Fan is able to save girls in KTV, he also arranges work for them, which is not bad, but uses his mouth to blow on the dumplings, does not comply with the rules of hygiene. The girls are now worried about whether the inspection will impact their sales. They hoped it wasn't because selling wontons in a shop was better than working at KTV when Ru Dan heard the words and saw Lin Fan trying to offer the policewoman dumplings, but she refused. The girls are happy as when Ruin brought out the wontons from the kitchen. Nice though when Ruin's appearance isn't considered the most attractive in KTV, he is ace. However, it was because KTV only ever had male guests, because she was able to host female guests in addition to handling men. She earned the nickname of Number 1, breaking people. When he brought out a dumpling dish, saying it was something they had worked so hard for, made him sit down with Wu-Tang Lan and explain that he had a hard time getting out of KTV, and all he wanted now was a stable job to support his bed and mother. After hearing this Wu-Tang Lan, it softened his heart, and not eating the wonton bowl, hoping to get much better. He thought that the Lin Fan in class could read a long English lesson. Thanks for the system skills, and everyone in the class was wondering, when did his English get like that good? And maybe he got a bad mark. The class immediately rushed at Lin. He was asked how many words did he know, but he doesn't know how to respond, guess. Only half of the Oxford Dictionary. Anyone present who heard him turned away. Lin Fan wonders how come Ilt's Band 8 is less than 10,000 words. Gray is not more than 30,000 words mostly, and half of the Oxford Dictionary is 150,000 words. Everyone is wondering, is Lin Fan a genius? The teacher stood nearby listening to Lin Fan talking with everyone, approached the moment, and he asked Lin Fan to quickly register the TOEFL Major 8 bands, and the Gray test. The teacher even promised to pay Lin Fan registration with his own money because he believed it was with Lin's Fan. The current ability that Lin Fan will do is sure to get good grades and may enter Harvard. Lin Fan didn't expect everything to be so magical. He only skimmed through the dictionary to take a glance, but memorized everything. Ridicule system. Lin Fan wrote learning talent is a top-level alien creature power memory. Maybe only after one system thing. System. Lin Fan questioned the system, asking if he could become an encyclopedia scholar proficient in everything if he read every library book once. Lin Fan would then be stronger than the entire school. Teacher, after giving it again, Lin Fan thought, asking everyone in the room to step aside. So he can go to the library. Everyone in the class moved aside, believing this was the source of their aptitude for learning it. Xiao Mei Mei came looking for Lin Fan before she could leave today. The martial arts department conducted an international student ball match, but Sister Mai Mei Xiao Chao fainted, so she asked Lin Fan to fill Lin Fan. Anticipating that the finals would occur, had a large number of viewers, and that the newspapers would report on this opportunity for Lin Fan to earn points. Lin Fan agrees to tell Mei Mei to give her a volleyball match between Lin Fan's team and the American. The team started, but things were not going well since Lin Fan was the one who interrupted. Sometimes he struggled to control it. The strength of the hand for being too strong, and other times he is confused by the rules of the game. The commentators above were very excited about the match, pointing out that the height and physical gap are evidently slight. Team members ask currently Captain Xiao Mei Mei what do they need, but Xiao Mei Mei could only scold his heart because he had lost strength. After hearing comments about his height and physical deviation, Lin Fan thought it was quite simple, so it would really help if the high jump was strong enough to hit the ball. On the field, the opposing team with all his might, Lin Fan's strength hit the opposing team, but commentators are now claiming that Lin Fan's strong catching of the ball, like that, gave the other team an opportunity. Lin Fan demonstrated master endurance to everyone, but the step was too high, causing his foot to twist on Lin Fan's beam, A team member went over the line touching the net and was knocked into the opposing team. Striker received a yellow card. Worn newspaper people glanced at each other, amazed, and asked if they had seen anything. Recently believed it was dizzy, but he managed to catch it. Lin Fan's toughness was extraordinary. The net is 2.43 meters high, but the Lin Fan soars at least 2.2 meters. Journalists believed they were witnessing the birth of a new generation of volleyball geniuses. The first half had ended, but Lin Fan's team still lost badly. During the break, some players from other teams passed by calling Lin Fan's team trash. And even claimed that they had given Lin Fan's team a point. After using the system to increase her hitting, Lin Fan's skill tells Xiao Mei Mei that she will be the main striker next round. Mei Mei was about to argue, but Lin Fan refused to listen. He must listen, obey him. In the second half that Xiaomi team tee off, everyone in school cheered for them to counterattack quickly. But the US team gently cut a tee shot there with Brittany's moon spike tee. But Lin Fan caught him this time with America's ace Charles Libero, finding it interesting and switching positions before entering the match. The American ace finally joined the agitated commentators, shouting the commentator telling everyone to wait and see what the surprise would bring. Ace brought several members of Xiao Mei Mei. The crew stood dumbfounded and stared at Charles, who was too cool. But at that moment, Lin Fan became the center of attention. When he suddenly blocked the ball with his face to score the first point goal for his jumping team, like a shooter, and he must be a genius. Brittany's powerful moon spike technique was insignificant, but it seemed like a mosquito bite to Lin Fan. America Squad was confused as to where that young man Lin Fan came from because he was not only tough but also athletic. Anna Libero wants to change positions. Since then he has a technique to deal with it, those who use Anna's physical strength. The American team used a unique move of shooting the ball directly into the opponent's court. At this time, the commentator saw that the team's second pass was Xiao Mei Mei, and now that the main attack has switched to Lin Fan. They are not sure if this step is correct. The ball spun quickly in the air, and Xiaomi's second pass probably cut off his hand. The commentator knew that nothing could stop Anna's tornado disaster, but as soon as he concluded, Lin Fan passed the ball back to the opposing team, belonging to a girl. Her hair was also damaged by the gap. In the end, Xiao Mei's team successfully counterattacked. After a while, the announcer exclaimed that everything was magical and that the three Americans couldn't hold Lin Fan's tee. In the end, the Xiaomi team won the volleyball match and the Pencak Silat department had a 3-round win. 2 rules and the Xiaomi team, Mai, and the American team tied 1-1. The match will start in the 3rd round, decisive round of victory and loss, because Lin Fan only unknown students who challenged the United States. One of the 3 reporters was also afraid to cover his mouth. As a result, the 3 predicted that Lin Fan would become a very popular celebrity. After the match, the 3 men wanted to interview. Lin Fan immediately included Lin Fan's friend and teacher after hearing the reporters say that a group of people in the back row came forward and claimed to be Lin Fan's closest friends. This close friend did not forget to mention that ever since he was a young child, he viewed Lin Fan as a volleyball genius. Others claimed to be Lin Fan's opponent, and it was thanks to them that Lin Fan became stronger. The American team members were furious at this point and didn't know who Lin Fan was. Was Charles Libero, a volleyball trainee who previously played soccer for 2.5 years, came to court to greet Lin Fan? The match resumed with the United States team featuring a difficult tee shot by Jones. The ball was caught by Lin Fan, a teammate, and passed to him, who hit the opponent with great force once again. But in the end, the American side won the point, and no one knows what is going on with the members. Xiaomi team was also surprised. It was clear the ball had fallen far from Charles. Charles Libero later said that he has a rare spirit physique, which is a passive skill, and it doesn't matter how many spikes the opponent has. The orb would be pulled through the super realm by him, and know the orb he couldn't catch the curse. Lin Fan secretly did not expect such an arrangement. The ball's direction miraculously changed, and Charles once again bent spikes Lin Fan. The American team was now cocky once again thanks to Charles. Unfortunately, Xiao Mei Mei was twisting her legs while playing, so Lin Fan used her reflexology skill to help her. As soon as Xiao was able to continue playing, Lin Fan urged him to hurry up, and the 2 of them launched a counterattack. A girl in the team didn't know how Lin Fan made Xiao Mei Mei recover fast, so she went to tell Lin Fan that her arm was injured too, and she was scared she won't be able to catch any more Jones' defensive tee shot. Lin Fan turned to face her and said, "Okay, fine, he'll back it up, only he needed to catch one more shot." The girl was really unhappy. At that moment he fought, and even though they managed to catch the ball belonging to the enemy, his teammate Mei Mei was in great pain. The American team was overjoyed and laughing, thinking that their opponent had reached their limit. The commentator expressed his fear. If Xiao Mei Mei Side doesn't get the chance to tee off this time, there won't be a next time. Charles Libero stated that regardless of course or strength, the ball would be useless in front of him. Xiao Mei Mei is worried that the opponent has a superior feeling. But Lin Fan just told him to trust him and pass the ball. If Charles claims to be the strongest, Lin Fan will definitely fight him. Everyone standing above cheered for Lin Fan. Though Charles Libero, the supermaster, probably would have had no problem his superiors had instructing him to lock up Lin Fan. Zhu Ke joined the crowd cheering for Lin Fan, locked his legs, and he noticed that he experienced the same feeling once again. Lin Fan, the 5-star master, the innate divine power basket, screamed. It couldn't be stopped. Zhu Ke has no idea what happened. Not that he previously had great control over Lin Fan. Lin Fan continued to score points and even hit Charles Libero, who used his youth to grab the ball. Everyone rushed to Lin Fan when he won the championship. The slightly ugly Xiao Chao also arrived and claimed that if Lin Fan had half of the charm, Xiao Chao like he wouldn't kick him. Xiao Mei Mei ran to hug Lin Fan from a distance to thank him for the victory. In this case, the match was very important for his Lin. Fans thought she had found the right place because she had received a lot of points from everyone. Her teammates were very good too, and they had great power. With the key standing nearby and taking a second glance, Xiao Mei Mei and Lin Fan thought they were partner. He was afraid that if things continued, it would turn out like this. Him kicking Lin Fan would be a laughingstock in this case. Reporters arrived to ask about Lin Fan's feelings after winning the championship, and whether he had ever imagined beating Charles Libero. Xiao Mei Mei stood beside Lin Fan and told him to say something knowledgeable. But Lin Fan asked, "Who was Charles Libero?" Lin Fan just stared at his point in bewilderment. Why are there so many reporters? He informs Lin Fan that the interview will be televised live, so Lin Fan seizes the opportunity to promote his dumpling shop. The headmaster then called Lin Fan over, after hearing a teacher say that Lin Fan's level of English was good and Lin Fan's performance in the game was also outstanding. As a result, the headmaster believed Lin Fan could join the martial arts department and even receive elite national training. Even though Lin Fan had a system, and it was not necessary for him to join the martial arts department, his social status would be higher, and in the future he would have the option to join the senior army rank that Lin Fan considered. Did he perhaps discover the cause of his father's death? The headmaster then suggested Lin Fan to do it, as the department's martial arts was a national matter in his. Ambiguous words. Lin Fan is asked to take the entrance exam only once a year, which will be next week. Lin Fan and Xiaomi are probably followed by 2 classmates on the way. They tried to return. Both of them even thought it was immoral to follow the 2 of them, let alone following their friends like that. But a student couldn't believe Lin Fan could seduce the fiber fan goddess, not knowing what was the atmosphere between them or why Xiao Mei Mei was still following him. Xiao Mei Mei expressed his appreciation for Lin Fan. When he dared to argue with the deputy dean in the principal's office, generally no one dared to argue in front of him. Mei Mei asked Lin Fan what he thought about this. He asked her out for dinner, but Lin Fan refused. In his mind, he thought he had just destroyed the underground KTV the night before. Therefore, he couldn't go to his house today, despite the fact that he had earned a lot of points. Today, the situation does not allow him to be optimistic now. He had to take that time. It was still less than 10 days, but suddenly appeared Zukai, and Lin didn't know what Zuku's intentions were. According to the information, the so-called Dragon Vein map must be related to Lin Fan's father disappearing. But he had never seen it, form or known where, looking for it so to see the Dragon Vein map. Lin Fan must first get Zhao Lingyu's possession. Approval. Mr. Zhao once claimed that if Lin Fan can get Zhao's nephew, not only will he be able to see the shape of the Dragon Vein map, but he will also be able to possess it. Lin Fan remembered what happened last night, including some strange details like how did Police Officer Chen know about his father, the temporary disappearance? Even the ministry didn't know about it. Lin Fan asked what kind of system it was. What is Dragon Vein map? Just the shock of the system. The system contains that item, but it's locked Dragon Vein map. It's really a non-trivial artifact. Why so many people want to fight for it? On the way home, Lin Fan was attacked by Zhu Ke again. Zhu Ke asked Lin Fan to hand over the Dragon Vein map now. But Lin Fan doesn't really have it, and even if he doesn't give it to Zoe K, he states that Lin Fan will soon regret turning it down, and starts reading humanistic manipulation techniques. Lin Fan goes berserk at Zhu Ke, asking why he bothered to control Lin Fan all the time, and that his technique no longer works for Lin Fan. Zhu Ke does not control the Lin Fan that he currently controls others. Robots quickly appeared. His great strength was even stronger than Lin. Strength, the birth of two stars. Fan, however, robot monitoring device, in big eyes. In the head is also the biggest weakness. Lin Fan focused his attacks on that place, and the robot actually dropped its head. Inside the robot, there was Teacher Wei Lian, who humiliated himself in front of everyone and lost his job. Teacher Wei Lian wanted Lin Fan to pay the price. Wei Lian lent him his Tianhong Guild armor, and his physical strength increased significantly. He was also completely covered in spears, making Lin Fan's acupuncture points worthless. But as soon as Wei Lian stopped laughing, he fell to the ground, which Lin Fan felt lucky as he smashed his hat conveniently. He sealed the divine dot on top of Zhu Ke's head, scolded Wei Lian, who was lying on the ground, saying that idiot is indeed and can be trusted. After the first plan failed, Zhu Ke ordered 3 elders and 4 elders to arrive. It was 2. Lin Fan had once been defeated at the wonton shop, but they looked a bit unusual now. Zhu Ke stated that Tianhong's rule was that if the object failed, it would be used as a trial for Zoe. He is miraculously happy. Thanks to him, both of them have been corrupted by humans. Sini becomes a crazy, arrogant person with even greater power. Lin Fan brought out the spring mushroom from the system. The system was very difficult to swallow. But if he didn't level up, he wouldn't be able to defeat the 3 of them. Lin Fan chose to close his eyes and swallow it, but the mushroom continued to sing. While Lin Fan was hesitating, a spring mushroom was picked up and eaten by one of those people. After calming down Lin Fan, the system asked, "What's it like eating spring mushrooms with someone who doesn't have a system?" The system doesn't know because this never happened. Before Lin Fan wanted it, grab the unconscious person's throat and make him vomit. But someone hit Lin Fan from behind with an attack that was bigger than 2 star forces. Luckily, the guy's speed was slower than that. 5-star Basket Master or Lin Fan will have died. Originally, Lin Fan planned to use the mushroom to level up his underlings or divine power, but he no longer felt that there were enough points to buy another mushroom. While Lin Fan was fighting with the man below, Zoe K continued to be carried out secretly. Outside, Lin Fan cursed Zhu Ke for being the bad person Zoe K attacked. Lin Fan and stated that 3 elders plus armor was equivalent to a D-rank martial arts master. But Lin Fan had to encourage Zoic to employ trickery to catch Lin Fan. Lin Fan should be at least intermediate D-rank according to Zoic, but a disciple can't reach that level. Zoic then thinks the Dragon Vein map is in Lin Fan and demands Lin Fan to share it immediately. Lin Fan didn't pay attention to what Zoic was saying since his mouth started muttering the countdown. Zoic smirked and asked Lin Fan if he counted how long he could stand and how poor Lin Fan was. Lin Fan stopped counting when a plate of extremely hot dumplings was made from the 3. The taste of fire landed on Old 3's Zoic's head. Now confused where to go, fortunately the dumplings came from Lin Fan. He realized there was still hope. He felt it would be good to draw a bounty once. So he was able to acquire new talent, but even if he was just drew wontons, he still had a chance. Found that today's sales at dumpling restaurants are 5 times greater than the highest record in history. Li Xiaoying, who was eating dumplings while sitting, couldn't help but laugh. At the same time, someone came to harass the Xiao family, Qilin, brother of Tianhong surface sea martial arts expert and a D-level monk, when Qilin saw Xiao Meimei returning. She couldn't help but sneer that the Xiao family's young miss was finally home. He sits on a high chair watching over the Xiao family and asks them why they made him money behind his back, and if they will let their daughter come to make it. To that, when Xiao Chao hears it, gets angry. Qilin really knows how to joke. Seeing Xiao Chao's danger, father told him to hurry back and disrespect Qilin. At that time, Qilin held Xiao Chao into one hand and declared that the Tianhong Guild had taken care of the Xiao family. Engaging in all kinds of immoral activities, the Xiao family paid for them. The wages of income cooperated peacefully with each other, but they stole something from the Zhao family. worth 10 billion to even hide their guild. Xiao Tong came closer and told Qilin not to be angry. Behind Tianhong and Yang, the Xiao family had built their fortune like today. Thanks to Qilin's protection, and they didn't dare to hide it. Xiao Tong said that they just wanted to confirm if there was any mistake. After giving Xiao Tong a long look at Qilin said that he was smart, Xiao Tong invited Qilin to accompany him to see the 10 billion object. However, as soon as Qilin entered the mysterious entrance, Xiao Tong closed the door and imprisoned him. This was because he deliberately spread rumors to lure Qilin to come. Shunzhou no longer has Tianhong declare that instead, the Xiao family will take control of Fan City. Discovered during this battle, Zhao Lingyu was the only one in possession. Zoic was previously chased, but due to theft, Zoe K was expelled from school and became a wanted criminal. After one night, Zoe K cried bitterly, after learning from experience and determined to change herself. Traumatized, Zoe K lost weight, went to the gym, and changed her name to Zoic. After some time passed, Zoic returned to Shunzhou University and eventually developed into the most attractive man there. He then made the decision to go after Zhao Lingyu. But it wasn't long before Zoe K received the dire news that the student's physical examination report revealed that Zoe K and Zhao Lingyu were siblings. Inbreeding with the man who kicked out Zoe K earlier also said he wouldn't do it if he knew that Zuki was of the same blood within 3 generations. It's impossible for relatives to be together as lovers. Finally, in desperation, Zoe K met the ruler of Tianhong State, and from then on she joined Tianhong State. Zoic claimed that Lin Fan had asked him about his relationship with Zhao Lingyu. So Zook replied that the one who he can't catch up can't be taken by someone else. Zoic ordered the 4 elders to attack, and whoever dares to defy him will kill Lin Fan. Recognize all the worries at this point. That's why Zoic always uses death skills. He not only wanted the Dragon Vein map, but he also wanted to kill Lin Fan. Zoe K was shocked to see Old 3 and Old 4 being brought out by Lin Fan, when they both wore armor and were in a state of rage if Mr. Zhao identified Lin Fan as his son-in-law, unless that Lin Fan was not related by blood of the most important kind. The reason is that his body Zhu Ke is sure that Lin Fan's gift of defense is because of the Dragon Vein during the battle. Lin Fan obtained the Cloak of Invisibility from the system and attacked the Zook continuously. Wanted to test how long Zoic could last. Zhu Ke freaking didn't expect this. This kid even knows how to hide and he doesn't know how much power Lin Fan hides. Zoic decided that she couldn't continue being attacked like this. She needed to take a break. Lin Fan's stealth skill, Zoic, attacked Lin Fan with the help of 3 elders, causing Lin Fan to reveal his location and then repeatedly counterattack with weapons. Zoe K couldn't stop laughing. Upon seeing Lin Fan use a stick to stop him, Lin Fan couldn't help but fall to the ground. Zoic guessed that the invisibility cloak was a new innovation of the Zhao family, and he even thought that Lin Fan was a monk, but he seems to have overestimated Lin Fan. Zoic is not against Lin Fan's power despite the fact that Lin Fan was able to force Zoic to use all of his strength. He went to ask Lin Fan one last time, "Where is the Dragon Vein map located?" Except that Lin Fan only experienced pain and an immobile Lin Fan. Even more irritated that the points he accumulated were not enough to buy such a great treasure. Otherwise, he will die. At the same time that the reporter's previous interview was published, more people were aware that the school team had defeated Team America and won the International Student Volleyball Championship. Lin Fan's voice came from various devices saying the first time playing volleyball was also quite enjoyable. He will continue to strive to win the basketball championship. When people saw him, they couldn't help laughing and commented that he was too ridiculous, while others say that he is too cool. Users add effects and share them. At the same time, Lin Fan was able to avoid danger thanks to everyone's score. He didn't know where it was. Suddenly, the skyrocketing score came from and did not do the system, but hung by a hair. Otherwise, how could Lin Fan buy so many items at once? Lin Fan can buy 2 life-saving great treasures with spring dots and mushrooms, invisibility cloak, and a large number of remaining points. Lin Fan endured the scorched spring mushroom. His hands think that burning object is no longer repulsive. Zoic saw Lin Fan come out unharmed from the fire he created. He was shocked because the amount of fire he created might have burned the whole house. concentrated on thinking that the weapon was the stick in Lin Fan's hand. That staff could stop the Emerald Emperor, and that defense was oddly strong. Zoic realized that the youngster entering in front of him was not an easy opponent, but he recognized Lin Fan's weakness as the inability to launch attacks from a certain distance. Right now, all Zoe K needs to do is keep her distance, contemplating how he could lose to Lin Fan, then use the Fire Phoenix. But he didn't expect that Lin Fan would activate the invisibility cloak right behind him in 1 minute using the Grand Treasure. Immunity period ended. Lin Fan waited for Zoe K to attack. The moment it held him, there hurt himself. Zoe K was dumbfounded as Lin Fan appeared behind her. Fortunately, he had a personal protector. Reduce the destructive power of violent cremation. Lin Fan prevents Zoe K from escaping. But he didn't understand why Lin Fan had such enormous strength. Lin Fan fixed his gaze at the Zoic. It was Zoe K who angered Lin Fan. Zoe K didn't give up at this point rather than let someone be stupid in front of her. She used magic to summon weapons. Zoic laughed and asked Lin Fan if he was good at dodging the gun. Lin Fan was worried about his immunity. Only a few seconds left, not knowing if that would be enough to hold the gun. At this point, a person's white body appeared to help Lin Fan block this person's attack. Yulonghua, the greatest swordsman. Yulong was a friend of Lin Tiantong, Lin Fan's father, and he wanted to take Lin Fan as a disciple. He is also the one who possesses the strongest sword technique in the world. Lin Fan sat down on the ground to consider this request, but you interrupted long ago. Him by saying that many individuals have expressed interest in becoming his student. But he hasn't. Meet them. Lin Fan then asked whether he wanted to think about Lin Fan or not. He said softly that since it was such an important matter he needed to think about it. About that, Lin Fan beat Zoe K. Partly coincidentally because the Zuku teacher is Qi Lin, the Hong Guild's unchallenged powerful Tian brother. Neither Zhao Zhan nor Xiao could win. You have been asking for a long time. Is Lin Fan going to do it? Able to defend himself if he faced it. Lin Fan immediately knelt down to receive his master. After that, hearing these words, he assumed that this mysterious, handsome uncle must already know a lot about father. Therefore, Lin Fan just hugged the big tree first. He didn't think he wouldn't get any news. You have long thought. Lin Fan wasn't bad, and there was still a week until the martial arts fellowship exam. So he advised Lin Fan that if he didn't want to be bothered by others, which he needed to enter first. The social center from today. Yu has long been going to teach Lin. Swordsmanship fans every day, there will be no fixed time and how much Lin Fan can understand, depending on Lin Fan himself. Long after you finish saying what he needs to say, he disappears. Lin Fan felt that he had met you somewhere long ago. Lin Fan asked Master Zhao, why did the Zhao family armor appear in the hands of the Tianhong Guild? That's why Master Zhao quickly sent someone to bring Lin Fan back that afternoon. Something unexpected happened in the company. All the armor starts by itself, then flies away on its own. Even the tracking system doesn't work. Mr. Zhao once again took Lin Fan Win to his house. Zhao Lingyu asked why his grandfather brought Lin Fan here. He didn't forget that Lin Fan was a pervert who went to the bathroom that day, and Lin Fan had recently been taking advantage of women at KTV to open a dumpling restaurant as a result. Zhao Lingyu would never accept this person as her husband. He was ordered by old Zhao to put down his marriage, detained to deal with the Xiao family immediately. Master Zhao tells Zhao Lingyu that his armor has been lost. Meng Cheng remained unconscious, and the battle troops had suffered significant losses. The old man said that he was lucky to have Lin Fan who knew the dangers of freckles. Lin Fan told Zhao Lingyu that he didn't want to come here either and requested that he show her the dragon. Vein map and he'll be gone soon. However, Zhao Lingyu stated so dreamily since the dragon vein map could only be seen by the Zhao family, unless Lin Fan became son-in-law. But he doesn't have that status. When Len's fans approached Zhao Lingyu and said that it had all been a misunderstanding and that he was not the kind of man she thought Zhao Lingyu was. Then attacked the heart. Lin Fan asked how could he touch it, but Mr. Zhao claims that Lingyu's behavior is absurd, because Lin Fan is the one he has chosen, and he can take his honor to ensure that Lin Fan is not evil. The serving man came in at this point and asked what they should do with the girl who had just been brought back. Lin Fan headed to the shop to buy a drink. After they finished speaking, what did they mean? Family Miss Zhao didn't say her logic was unnecessary. A girl called Yakhan who recognizes him from internet clips. At this moment she realizes where all her points are coming from. From the moment he left Lin Fan, accepting an urgent mission to defuse the bomb in his car. Lin Fan cursed, "What kind of joke is this?" He then rushes outside the shop to tell Yakhan not to do it. He looked at her confused, not understanding why Lin Fan was calling so loudly. Lin Fan screamed, but no one knew why. They thought he was after his girlfriend because she had broken things off with him. Yakhan saw Lin Fan lying on the ground looking under the car. She asked if he has dropped his stuff. Lin Fan assumed that there was a bomb. They will be under the car just like he saw in the movie. And there really is a bomb below, with only 3 minutes until the bomb explodes. Lin Fan shouted at the people that there was a bomb, causing them to flee in panic. But when Yakhan ran from the bomb, something changed. So Lin Fan told him to stop immediately. To be more sure of his guess, he ordered him to move, hurry up or take a few steps back. Yakhan asked him worriedly, has he never been able to leave? However, Lin Fan stated he was afraid he would not be able to leave temporarily, as a sensor attached to the car would explode if he stood more than 5 feet away from it. Scared him to death. As long as he doesn't leave, the bomb won't explode. Lin Fan reveals to him that the bomb was timed that it will still explode 2 minutes later, and that the bomber was determined to kill his yacht. Chun started crying and said he didn't want to die because he was so young. Instead, Lin Fan assures the Yakhan he will save him. Lin Fan thinks if someone wants to kill him, they will just start the car and blow it up. But Lin Fan didn't understand why they did it. Set the countdown time to 3 minutes, and that bomb can also sense the distance with Yakhan. Lin Fan decided not to think about it. The urgent task now is to defuse the bomb. The captain of the Special Action Force appears and shouts that civilians are not allowed to detonate bombs. Lin Fan was startled by Wu Tang's scream, and the car overturned. A tool used to lift objects with heavy loads or high pressure, it has a piston with a vertical shaft above the part that is in close proximity to the lever. The structure of the lifter is light, solid, flexible, and reliable. One is strong enough to carry and use it. The car that has been dumped is now 4 steps from Yakhan. Lin Fan just reached full soul and knows that if the car is 5 steps away. Yakhan knew it would explode. Lin Fan shouted, then walked to the car. Knock it back into position. Everyone outside watching didn't expect him to kick the car back, but someone saw that Lin Fan was a participant in the martial arts department, and Lin Fan, who was too kind, shouted back at Wu Tanglan, who asked him not to shout himself, because it almost caused the bomb to explode. Wu Tanglan was enraged, with murderous rage, saying that this had nothing to do with him. Someone told police there was a bomb and he was nearby at the time. He rushed over. Wu Tanglan said that Lin Fan was the only cause of the car overturning. Lin Fan could help, but said that he didn't need it. Yachan's attention saw them arguing so loudly that they forgot the bomb was going to explode. So he urged them in a low voice to first save him from the bomb. Lin Fan assured him that Ying would do it, removing him immediately. But at this point, Wu Tanglan interrupted him. He told him to rush aside and not to brag. Let the professionals handle it. Lin Fan noted that there was only 50 seconds left and that he was afraid they might not be able to save their lives if they waited. The bomb squad showed Wu Tanglan approaching the side of the car, urging Lin Fan to step aside and let the police handle this. After a while of using the system, Lin Fan's system finally convinced him to let him release the bomb. Lin Fan quickly opened the bomb in Yahan's car and afterwards opened it. He didn't forget to scare the other two. Seeing the two people panicking, Lin Fan laughed out loud. He just scared both of them. The bomb was removed long ago. The system seems to have completed the urgent mission, won the mission gift pack. Wu Tanglan was angry at Lin Fan's joke and beat Lin Fan without mercy. He was lying on the ground screaming for someone to come save him. He was still holding a bomb in his hand. It was about to explode. Yachan, who sat next to him, smiled happily and said he was cute, not forgetting to thank him for saving Lin, who was dealing with Wu Tanglan, while replying that he was great. At this point, Lin Fan remembered Yachan, and he remembered that his classmates used to talk about internet celebrities. Considering what everyone is talking about is Yachan as a boy. Lin Fan panicked and threw a bomb at Wu Tanglan, making him angry again, holding the bomb in his hand. Wu Tanglan asked if he wanted to kill him. The three of them sat down to rest, and at this time, Wu Tonglan sensed that something was not right. That's weird. If you want to kill people, why not blow them up directly, but adjust the countdown? Besides that, there was a proximity sensor installed on this bomb as well, which made Lin Fan wonder, while he started to analyze everything. Maybe the culprit had just planted the bomb when it happened. He still hadn't reached a safe distance if that happened. In other words, the culprit might still be nearby observing the situation one more time. Lin Fan, thanks to the clairvoyance system, finally found the culprit. Saw Wu Tang running away. Lin Fan's also followed. She asks, what did he just do? Leave it to him, he said. Lin Fan was currently running on the creatures. Instinct being chased by two killers. Quickly ran into a dead end where he stood. Luckily, the ambush was discovered by Lin Fan. Wu Tang connected the bomb cable in his hand and threw it into the alley. But others have suppressive weapons. Even the bomb they had just made brought down the land of Wu Tang. Looked at this scene and swore he didn't know what it was. But he could withstand a bomb. Wu Tanglan was not feeling well, and took out the phone for help. While he called back to headquarters, Lin Fan's heard it. Name in the alley of, and belongs to Ying Team as a one-star killer. He seemed to remember that the Zhao family mentioned this organization in relation to the Dragon Circuit map, and Yang was a gangster organization rampaging in this place. They are behind many terrible events, but until now it is not known who the leader is. Top priority wanted targets of the police and Ying's killers, divided into 5. Star rank, even the lowest one-star assassin, at least D rank, needed 10 special powers to catch the mark on his hand, and even fly. Wu Tanglan said that Lin Fan destroyed Xiao family KTV and enmity with Xiao family in Qianhong State, even though Ying's strength was deeper and more unfathomable than they knew, that too much on Ying's intelligence would bring disaster. As something to suffer, Wu Tanglan asked Lin Fan to leave quickly. She softly said that she had told him all the information. Wu Tanglan only now knew that he accidentally said everything. Lin Fan ridiculed this big sister for being a bit unprofessional by the fighter. Her face, even though she didn't know why she was found. But if he missed it, he would kill everyone Wu Tang pushed. Lin Fan was inside and he went outside, risking his life with that man. But in the end, he couldn't fight that person. He had to ask Lin Fan to take some saving action. The two of them, Lin Fan controlled the man and asked him why he wanted to attack with a bomb. He only obeyed the orders of his superiors. The rest he did not know why he also did it. Don't dare to ask any more questions. The organizational rules don't investigate each other. Apart from not being asked about the purpose of the Big Brother's identity mission, even more confidential. Moreover, he was currently only a one-star assassin. Lin Fan retracted his twisted legs outward to become just an ignorant child. So now it's useless for you to look after him instead of taking him to the police station. When he heard about the police station, he said he had something he was sure he was interested in thinking about. Lin Fan was sure that he knew about that information on the Dragon Circuit map, but he said something else that was unrelated. He tells her that the person he just got is a boy. Lin Fan didn't care and beat him. He asked her to speak quickly on the main issue of how much he knew about the Dragon Circuit map. He begs her not to hit him anymore. He knows a little about this, must be said, that 12 years ago, border guard soldiers discovered the terrible, appreciative, the intelligence services of other countries also heard the news. But before he finished speaking, Yachan appeared when he saw a good opportunity. He keeps her hostage. God really has no way to live, but with the skills he has, Lin Fan can easily control him. When he returned to the police headquarters, Wu Tanglan asked, "Who is Lin Fan?" But in the KTV case, in the case of the bombing, he included he was able to throw it in the air with ease. He had even seen him attack the Slayer with his own eyes. Lin Fan thought for a while. Actually, Master Yulong. But he didn't let it. He said it when everything settled down. Yachan returned to Xiao. Xiao Tong's family home saw him worried to go out to see the situation. He is Trump's weapon in the big spending Pandora's box. He tells Xiao Tong about good people. He firmly believed that there would come a time when the two would definitely become good friends. Xiao Feng's friend sat next to him, stroked his hair and asked for 2 good words. The guy, he said that there are no good people in this world, only profitable. Xiao Tong reminds him not to forget what his goal is to make him famous. At this time, someone outside was banging on the door very loudly. The person coming in is Zoe K. He asks Xiao Tong where his master Qilin is. Zhu Ke thought his opponent was stronger than he imagined, that even the old 3 and 4 had already been defeated. Now he has to meet Qilin. Xiao Tong showed no interest in taking a look at Zuku's miserable body. He donated something stolen from the Zhao family to Tianhong State, finally reduced. More than half a day had passed, but Zuki had ruined everything. Not ashamed to come back here to find people. Zoe K shouted that, "He is only the 3rd young master, but he is like that. Hurry up and call his father out." He gave them mechanisms as if he had respected them, didn't expect them to be asked by a fairy by an elephant. "If you come here, don't blame Xiao Tong for not being there." The polite Zoe K laughed out loud without being polite. Tianhong wanted to help someone or destroy someone as easily as turning his hand. Those kids who don't understand really don't lie that Xiao Tong is still standing there, quietly wanting to see if Zhu Ke can kill this cute girl next to Yachan stepping. He tells her not to get hurt and looks down on her. But with just one movement, Yachan Zhu Ke was lying down on the ground. Xiao Tong wants to defend life again and inform Ying from today onwards who is in charge of this matter. Like Xiao Tong he saw. Zoe K smiles. "Welcome to cooperate anytime, and if you want to fight, you have to prepare coffin." The next morning, when Lin Fan was quiet and sleeping, someone came to find him. When did he wake up? He took her behind the mountain to train. "You are old." He gave Lin Fan one of his swords. The sword was sharp and sharp. Lin Fan attacks him with a sword. Lin Fan asks if he is joking. He didn't want to kill people. "You said long ago that if he didn't want to kill, he wouldn't be able to touch it. You long ago convinced him to use the best." Then Lin Fan raised his sword and prepared to attack. Extraordinary moves, haven't learned through swordsmanship. Don't know how to use spiritual energy after analyzing you. He came to the conclusion that Tian Tong had not taught Lin Fan. Lin Fan started to attack. Feeling that his speed was too fast, Lin Fan was also looking at him with unbelievable eyes. No matter how fast he was, he dodged it. The talent for breaking rocks was better than he had imagined. But only the techniques he learned in the 2nd year of sword training wanted to achieve. He is still far away. Hearing that made Lin Fan felt even more secure. She's still a bit nervous now. So he only used 50-second strokes. Lin Fan's strength knocked down a huge tree trunk. He looks calm, saying it is full power. As expected. It was very difficult to get him to aim at the heart. He takes the trouble to cut his hand. Lin Fan agrees. He couldn't understand how this teacher's feelings changed, and he got fan points. Lee's neck splits. It seems it's still difficult to cut hands. So just cut his clothes. Not understanding why he got so many points saved, this man in white reduced the difficulty. Lin Fan guessed that this person looked calm on the outside but was actually panicking. Back to the shop. So there were already a lot of people lining up outside to wait for Lin Fan. Didn't expect so many people to line up. He was late, so he quickly went inside. Inside, Uncle Lee kept explaining it had no dumplings as such yet, apologizing to everyone that their chef had not arrived this morning. When he saw Lin Fan entering the shop, he was sweating because he had to explain to the customer he asked where he was going early in the morning. There are many customers waiting for Lin Fan. Stroking her head to find a reason to reply, she said, "She just came back from practice." Everyone sitting nearby heard it and replied that it was okay. They are not in a hurry. When the devastation is seen, Lin Fan returns and also leaves. He warns him not to be so late again, or else he will tell him. Can't help but admit it, he had some courage. Lin Fan helped him and the other sisters find a good way to make a living. But that doesn't mean he can overlook his mistakes. Lin Fan quickly went to the kitchen, preparing yesterday he earned too much, a total of 620,000. Now he can have as much as he wants, according to the probability that he will definitely get a new skill. When Lin Fan was fiddling around in the shop, Wei Lian took pictures. He thought you heard about it and lost his job. Now he has to pay the price right at the school gate. But dare to use KTV girl as a staff. She will send these photos to the post of principal and principal. Just after that, Lin Fan enthusiastically LED Wei Lian in the restaurant to meet the principal and administrative office staff, having breakfast. In class is a board making SNs. He wants to come here to earn points. Suddenly when he made the app, he met Yakan, invited to go with friends around. Amazed when Lin got to know Yakan. Yakan constantly called people to give gifts, and followed Lin Fan's two friends. Lin Fan quickly ran over to see if it was really a Yakan. He was amazed that Lin Fan could get to know Yakan. The person who interrupted the screen said he gave Yakan a month's worth of other food, came forward claiming to be his loyal fan. Everyone passing by opened their ears wide to hear the three of them speak, with Yakan hearing someone's request wanting Lin Fan to invite Yakan to dinner. Everyone is after him and want to go with him. Lin Fan could only run away from them, but in front of him. A group of girls stop him. They talk all day and only know how to call Yakan but don't know them. The girls even scoffed, saying that Yakan was originally a boy. At this time the people behind also came, and the Yakan who was fighting was so pretty and cute. Why they don't have the right to like him? A big girl comes out and asks, "Don't they find it disgusting? It is so cute and beautiful for boys and girls as they become cuter more and more." The girls spoke more and more vulgar words. Lin Fan couldn't take it anymore, so he stretched out one leg, knocking the people over. Which he didn't expect that his single kick would earn 30,000. Of course, this is a shortcut to collect points. The school bell also rang at the same time he said goodbye. Him, and then prepared to go to class. When he entered the second grade, the other person still didn't forgive him but kept praising him. The two wanted to ask. Lin Fan asks Yahan to go out to dinner so the two of them can meet. She also told him that martial arts faculty member Luke Keats liked Yahan, those 6 strongest people in the martial arts department. Xiao Mei was also one of them, but in terms of strength, she was only ranked 6th out of the 2 classmates. Lin Fan knew that. Sword Logic in the martial arts department is the captain. Shunzhou University Yakan fan club entered. Besides that, he is also Yachan's biggest fan. He also states that whoever takes his Yakan, he will kill that person. Friend told Lin Fan that if he found out they were going to eat with Yakan, he would explode with anger, so he told him to really keep a secret, or else he would be done with it. After saying goodbye to the other two, Lin Fan still felt very happy now. Today he found a shortcut to earn points. Now just thinking about it. Couldn't help laughing at this time. Another person suddenly attacked Lin Fan, but he finds and dodges in time. The person who came was the person his 2 friends had mentioned earlier. He was furious now. When Lin Fan heard him call him the third person, he couldn't help but laugh. This person's imagination is too rich. Lin Fan explained to him that he and Yakan were nothing. He didn't want to hear any misunderstandings. He must have said this because he felt she was afraid of him, also saying that Lin Fan was not true love. But soiling his Yakan, he waved his hand, soared and shouted at him to hurry up and die, third person. Feeling a jump of death, Lin stops him and asks him if he really wants to take his life this time. He felt that Lin Fan was someone who couldn't just dodge a move. But right now she still doesn't know him, so it's best to be careful. Lin Fan slowly continued to explain that the two were only friends at the moment. She took a phone call away. Not forget to say that he will not spare Lin Fan. Lin Fan was now standing there, didn't know what to do. Wonder what karma he had created in his previous life? That Lin Fan looked at the sky and asked, "Has he ruined his old age this year? This year is also not the year. Destiny, but why so many things happened?" Lin Fan thought about it and didn't know what the reason was, and now didn't want to think about it anymore, so he left it. When she got home, Uncle Li finished cooking and asked her to sit down, come downstairs and eat. Seeing the colors of the food table, Li Xiaoying praised nonstop. This time when destruction came out of the kitchen with a bowl of soup, she just cooked. Lin Fan suddenly asked why he was here when he asked back if he had any business or not. Welcome, Lin didn't mean to kick him out, but more people needed another pair of chopsticks at this point. Uncle Li looks at the bowl of soup and at Ruin's hand and says that he rarely goes into the kitchen. Everyone had a lot of money, but when I opened everyone's bowls of soup, everyone made excuses to leave it. Lin Fan said that he was a bit unwell now, so he couldn't eat rice. Holding the TV remote in his hand, Uncle Li said he wanted to watch the news broadcast on TV this morning held by the Xiao family group, a press conference for new products at the convention center. Lin Fan saw the groups thinking that it was the Xiao Tong family's Xiaomi Labyrinth group, saying that the Xiao family group has been researching and developing artificial intelligence AI chips for many years, can control as well as use the artificial intelligence robots developed by them. Company. As soon as the unknown guest entered, there was a loud bang. That's not possible. Inside, The host said he didn't know if it was a security-related issue or not. The whole building is blocked off at the moment. The sky outside also exploded with beautiful fireworks and Li Xiaoying happily dashed out. Lin Fan's watch knows that this is Zhao. The firework family distress signal Lin Fan and Wen Ruins go there. The two of them go inside through the ventilation. Inside were Zhao Ling, Yu, and Meng Chang. Against the other two were shocked when they saw Lin Fan. Lin Fan explained that the two of them fired through the clouds. He saw it, so he quickly came. Zhao Ling Yu asked why the time of destruction also came here. He said that Uncle Li sent him to help Zhao. Yen tells him to remember to thank Uncle Li. While they were talking, they were attacked. Lin Fan suddenly had no idea where the whip had come from and attacked everyone. Meng Chang had said that a D-class martial artist had a talent for hybrid chemistry, in the legend that can make plants grow. Bloodthirsty, that person was one of them. 6 martial arts masterpieces that terrify people. When they heard the name Meng Chang reminded everyone to be careful. People in this room faint from the poison. After a while he said that even if he summoned more people, the 2 future saviors will not be your partner. Chang asked everyone to leave this place for him. The 3 quickly went to the roof to find their 3 young masters to retrieve the chips. When he heard that he wanted to quit him before the 3rd master is active, Chip completes this plan. Stage everyone should not approach it. He calmly said everyone should do it, bury themselves in this building. Chang rushed to fight and notify. The 3 of them rushed over. He was amazed at Meng Chang's intelligence, but used poison gas to form a protective layer. The airflow also chased away the carnivorous flower, telling him to be careful when he was done. Then it will suit everyone. On the roof, he asked Meng Chang, could he stop? The other 5 heroes tonight are almost all members of the 6 heroes majoring in martial arts. He was laughing out loud now, because they ran and reincarnated. Meng Chang smiled and said that the feng shui master of the Zhao family had calculated the hexagrams for Miss Zhao Ling. You, him, Zhao Ling said. You will live to be 100 years old, live her life happily. That's why the person who died in this building today was the bastard of the 3 young masters of the Xiao family. Did not expect that the legendary martial arts masterpiece would become the strength of the Xiao family, thinking that Xiaomi might also be a member of the 6 martial arts masters. Perhaps he should fight with her today as well. Meng Chang used the first seal to attack the carnivorous plant's arm. On the plant, his body was gradually beaten by him. It was then that he felt so scared that it was okay. No normal route. The rope will be broken by poison gas in Meng Chang's arms and damage them. While physical attacks were useless, but at times of neglect, Meng Chang showed weakness, as if the poison gas had been overused, and he saw that his physique would become unbearable. She shot pink needles into the branches all around her. Meng Chang panicked and asked, what he did was a substance that helps to quickly decompose and reassemble. The plant cells help the plant to quickly increase the density of the roots to be very sturdy because of it. Increases the attack power of plants by making them even more bloodthirsty. He repeated, he said you won't be able to leave this building. Yes, he also reminded Meng Chang. He said that the poison gas entered. His hands were now completely useless. Plants, one of the advantages of increasing potions needed. Poison food. The more poison, the more attack power. He asked Meng Chang to let his poison enter as the people pleased. Lin Fan was trying to run as fast as they could onto the roof. After walking for a while, he was stopped by a girl, and when he got there he knew it was an old man. He breathed a sigh of relief. Everyone finally arrived. Lin Fan asked why he came here to try to dissuade them. Nothing. Old Zhao, who is afraid of that, everyone will have a hard time. While acting before the press conference started, it was arranged for him to infiltrate here. The old man pointed behind him that the door led directly to the 3rd floor. Lin Fan walked over and extended a hand of thanks. He screams at her not to play this game with him. He's not the good type of righteous person either. He takes out his gun and even says now he wants to kill him. Tian Hong has now put him on the list of merchants who want to get rid of him. Meanwhile, old Zhao decided to protect him. He came as help. Some people at this time, others show up. Zhao Ling Yu knew this person, Wu Jianshui, was one of the martial arts masters of secret weapons. Seeing this person's body, Lin Fan was asked if this person was acting as a vampire. That said, the 3 young masters had the right to command silver to prevent anyone from setting foot on the upper floors. Perpetrators will kill without mercy. The old man turned around and shouted at everyone to tell them to go first. This place should be left to him alone. Lin Fan told him to be careful. They should go first. Wu Shui observes the old man's speed and accuracy is not bad. He asked, which teacher did he study to acquire this skill? Old man coldly shouted, unable to speak to him. His mastery of flying blades like this was truly powerful. Back to Meng Chang. Fighting plant fluids secreted by enhanced plant roots can neutralize and dissolve poison. No matter how much he releases the poison, it's useless. Meng Chang will not let the plant girl win this time. But he still didn't see the matter of humiliating Meng. Chang's words, don't think special will win her heart, and don't forget to tease her as a man. The first seal poison gas on Meng Chang's arm had been released, which would greatly increase the poison gas concentration. At the same time, it will also cause the adrenaline to bring the disease into the body in 10 minutes. It will suddenly exude a speed of movement that is almost unmatched by anyone. The only drawback is that after 10 minutes, the legs will become temporarily paralyzed. Immediately after Meng Chang broke the seal placed on him, the tree maiden still looked at Meng Chang disdainfully, but felt no danger coming to him. Because he thought so, even the weak point after breaking the seal, Meng Chang told him that he said Meng Chang was too optimistic. At this moment, Meng Chang naturally knew what he would do to be so optimistic. Because you can be solved in 10 minutes. So he didn't have to worry about the next 10 minutes. When he heard it, he was furious and ordered Meng Chang to stop talking. In an instant, he had jumped to attack the plant-human girl he couldn't help, but felt his pace was too fast, but fair as he wanted. He was just waiting for Meng Chang to come here to attack girls. The plant man released carnivorous tendrils that attacked Meng Chang. He said he was too shy to bother her to make food for her babies, but it was obvious the plants weren't eating yet. But the carnivorous flower has not yet reacted. It wasn't long after that the human girl's plant was also thrown to her ground. He didn't expect it. After Meng Chang released that poison gas, it could be so powerful. In times of trouble when the poison touches, the root instantly rusts. Even it comes to people. Lin Fan now, even though they are far away, they still don't see the enemy. At the time of destruction, wondering why the guardians of this floor didn't do it. But Zhao Lingyu had guessed it. Someone must be in ambush somewhere. He asks everyone to have a look. Lin Fan asked both of you not to worry, that I am here to protect you. But right after that, both Lin Fan and Zhao Lingyu were attacked from behind. One step immediately catches the point of the moon. Current opponent, he comes out from within. He mysteriously sings a song that belongs to autumn comes. The leaves slowly turned yellow. Only the proud chrysanthemum greeted the cruel autumn wind. When destruction angrily screams to find out where the damn thing is. She shows up and gets scolded at the breakdown being her daughter, saying she dodged well. Zhao Lingyu said that he didn't expect it to be too salty. Even Lin Fan that he does not spare what a strong person. She angrily asks who called that four-eyed girl to braid her sides to avoid her when it breaks. Heard that and was very angry, he asked. Who did he call to see what which? While both sides were still arguing with Lin Fan using clairvoyance on the other magician. Immediately he looked at the acupuncture points and meridians and found the exact weak spot. With one move, Lin Fan is happy that the customer is worried and enjoys Zhao Ling. Yu stood outside scolding the shameless trick that was overlooked by Lin Fan. The scolding was said to suppress more Aku points, which he dared to ask the two of them. They waited for a while before they could leave. When Ru and Linfen stopped, he asked the two of them to go ahead, so that he can deal with Lin. He asks her, what is she talking about? He was about to finish her, and the three of them could leave. When the meltdown asked the two, they didn't have to worry about him rushing and leaving. Lin Fan and Zhao Lingyu listened to the Wen destruction and decided to leave first. Before leaving, Lin Fan tried to turn around and tell him that a witch's weak point is on the tip of the tongue. Although his tongue could point at acupressure points very flexibly, with a slight concentration of the point at the base of the tongue being a weak spot, Lin Fan told Wen to take care of self-destruction and leave first. When Ru walks in front of the witch and breaks her arm, the witch doesn't stop asking what she wants her to do. When Ru Dan said that Lin Fan had given her acupressure earlier, now it was her turn to lend a hand. Let him see his craft. Not inferior to Lin Fan. Seeing this, the magician thought it was such a pity, He had to quickly draw the first distance, otherwise it would be impossible to use the tongue to attack him. After that considerable distance, using dragon poison. See when the crash and do not know what happened. When it came in and danced, he couldn't correctly predict its next move. Now when Ruin says, he is too naive. Her years in KTV, the reason she can stay firmly in this position is not only about having good facial squishy and acupressure skills, but doing choreography for guests in KTV is an ordinary job. Then as a professional card player, pampering customers as principals. During the choreography, performance may not be stopped for any reason. Make sure to do all the choreography for the guests, but at that time, there will be drunken customers destroying things. Being the head of KTV must be able to keep the job, prevent disputes with customers, so he would use this choreography to dodge. No matter what guests throw at them, have to keep showing up and smiling. It is also the reason why Wen's downfall occurred. The current dancing skill the Lin fans only need to pass through this floor. Find that Xiao Tong, he said tonight's opponents are all tough. Hoping that the people on this floor would be a bit easier to deal with. But when the two entered, they were shocked by the appearance of the opponent. He welcomed you two on this floor. He called out to you both before he hit it off by enjoying his perfect body. Zhao Ling Yu calling was too much for two people to quickly deal with him. He rushed over, he was angry and dared to insult him, with the words that he would let the two of you have an experience. When he saw Lin Fan, he felt Fan Lin's invincible aura. Asked Zhao Ling Yu, that martial arts faculty is all male and female, isn't it? Zhao Ling Yu sneered at the children, as if this was a special case. He was looking at Lin Fan excitedly. For some reason he could feel his heartbeat start to increase. This face and aura was completely new to him. Does he like it? Things in the world that he wanted Lin Fan to start a thrilling brotherhood, a story that only the two of them shared. He asks if she is interested in going swimming with him. Zhao Ling Yu smacked Lin Fan's hand and said, "It's delicious. Consider it refreshing." He stood up with that in mind. This bastard Zhao Ling Yu kept moving. His arms and legs made him angry. He knew that they both wanted him, hurriedly looked for his trio. It's not impossible to be negotiable. The conditions are only that. One person is allowed aboard. Zhao Ling Yu happily said he understood what he was doing, meaning and let him go leave Lin Fan for him to say that letting him go, it was fair to give his life. How terrible it was for the person chosen by the three. Young master to become bodyguard. Other than that, Zhao's true strength is still a mystery. Ling Yu was worried after hearing that he had changed his position with Lin Fan. He would stay and let her come upstairs, making the men in this room very angry. He returns to battle the old man. If the maid had the audacity to defend for so long with him, she was the first. Parents told him to reduce the gold on his face. But he thought that he was also defensive and he ran out of his flying knife. He also saw the problem and asked, did he not have much left? And it was also one of his last ninja arrows. But he said nothing, thinking he was smart enough to plan it in the previous battle. Just warmed up, but now just the beginning. His father is Japanese. Their family blood half is the ninja clan, with the longest history of gears. Time is still ticking. If we continue to maintain the traditional chi of the ancient ninja, we will eventually become obliterated by history. To keep up with their wasted family time, they use traditional ninjutsu technology. The Biao family group also intends to invest capital to support those who lack capital that the Biao family doesn't have. Talented people who can make up for it because he wants the Biao family to constantly provide capital for them. Her family has always served the Biao family. He says that to do a good job and finish the task tonight, he really should die. They had put all their effort into researching the grass. The gauntlet that can emit physical aura has tremendous damage. The most perfect thing about its gauntlet is the unlimited amount of grass. Man asks, does she mind if he goes on rambling there? He repeats again that tonight he must die. While attacking, he makes the old man's face bleed away. He joked, apologizing for not being careful while rubbing his face. The old man shouted. He flies away the last remaining knife he uses all. That is left the strength to fight the battle. What he says is good enough, and he is right. The old man hid 2 flying knives behind his back and said, he will do it to die quickly. As Lin Fan continued to climb up, he saw a horrific sight covered in a wall of blood. He didn't know what happened to end up with this horrific scene. But Lin Fan didn't have much time to think, so he decided to ignore it. Completing the quest to find the 3 flaws is more important than what lies ahead. Lin Fan went to the elevator straight to the 36th floor of the floor. In the elevator, Lin Fan still silently thought about the scene he had just experienced. Seeing this kind of scene, the Biao family's tricks are also ruthless. His background is very deep. The elevator quickly arrived, but the surroundings were pitch black. Here Lin Fan suddenly met that guy who likes Yahan, who is always looking. He was also slightly surprised when he saw Lin Fan, but then looked down in disdain. He says the world is so small. He thought he was a foreigner, but a scoundrel. Lin Fan also did not expect that he would work for the Biao family. When he heard that, he replied that maybe he went to work for Lin Fan again. Lin Fan said this kind of scene seemed that before he arrived, he had killed many people. He stands there thinking that he has never killed an innocent person, but it's actually a way to show love. He recalled the previous scene when the 3 young masters and Yahan left before leaving him behind. The 3rd young master gave instructions after he went there. Be careful of this floor and be careful not to let the Zhao family in. Before Chun's cruise ship leaves with the 3 young girls, he tells him to be careful and try hard. After the lift is closed, she accepts the feeling that she unknowingly falls in love can make a heroic knight explode with enthusiasm. Only the fated princess of Yakan can do it. Love is so beautiful and romantic, but he considers the place beautiful and has many memories stored as his crime scene. Family is the #1 order of knight in the never-setting sun empire. They rely on the strong west, swordsmanship, and invincible body. Reflex begins in the Middle Ages. Their knights fought on the battlefield. Undefeated victory helped them achieve it. Illustrious reputation in the West makes others afraid. On that night, the Royal Army Knights, who were able to fight against hundreds of people. Was it the Industrial Revolution or a scientific and technical revolution? They are always the best. Progressive initiators in the world, they worship power and pursue evolution. So they have always researched the final development of the human body. The reflex muscles of the cerebellum nerves and the human motor system have all been enhanced by them to the extreme with the advanced technology until now. The evening sun never sets. They're still around. It scares everyone who hears their name in this world. He said that today he would definitely do it, beating Lin Fan to death for honor. Night. The sun never sets, and even more for Yahan. At night, he really wouldn't let Lin Fan do it upstairs. Lin Fan thinks that the space in the elevator is too narrow, making it difficult to exert force, especially if you hit it inside. If you break the elevator, then falling 32 floors is not a joke. He still wants to live longer, and wants to enjoy his life that he has not been able to enjoy so far. Lin Fan offered himself to the door again. He said that tonight, Lin Fan's life will be his, and Princess Yakan will be his. Lin Fan asked, how did he know it was a princess? What if it was a prince? He kept saying that he had guts to come here. He really admired her. When Lin Fan heard that he thought that, his daughter Tu Boy was quite impressed. Before the battle started, Lin Fan opened the system for normal draw, but all he managed to pull out were only wontons. Lin Fan couldn't wait to come to this important moment and stop laughing. The system immediately replied that it had nothing to do with it, just his bad luck. The system watched and stood beside him and watched him turn from dumpling to dumpling again. He did not understand what an idiot was like. He thought that there must be something strange. He had to fight fast. It won't take long before someone as dangerous as him when he saw that he was about to attack. Lin Fan asked him to wait. He was still not ready, only seconds remaining. At this point, Lin Fan had no choice but to give up his dignity. She threw countless dumplings at him. It was impossible for her to dodge, flexibly dodging legs and mouths constantly. Swears if dumplings are a battle, he plays badly and pulls away. Present reward system said, "Congratulations, Lin Fan, who just drew a new talent." He finally dodged it and rushed to Lin Fan's side. He told her to act moderately once this rare horsepower was used. Neither opponent will be able to see the sun tomorrow. He said that Lin Fan is very weak, and yet his annoying face Yahan is trash. But he didn't expect just Lin Fan to make him fall to the ground fairly. Luckily, one move just now Lin Fan pulled him from the genius sprint skill told by Lin Fan. This skill system is very cool. The reflexes are really top. Now lying on the ground, this good chance for him to run time is up. Lin Fan quickly dashed upstairs. He doesn't know how everyone's condition is. The situation of Meng Chang, who was currently fighting with that girl, was not good. He admitted that he was indeed very strong, but meeting him now would have been a different result. He says, "Beast, this poison will devour him. He is to bone tonight." This is a real battle, the first application of high instincts. TR increases potions. Meng Chang did not expect to unseal the second stage, but was forced to. This step is the last. The advantage of the potion-enhanced TR increase was unlimited regeneration. He said even being poisoned needed only one healthy cell out of hundreds of millions of plant cells. It was also impossible to stop the regeneration of healthy cells while recovering from injuries. Releasing poison-laden cells, even if he used poison gas to make them melt, it would be useless. He guessed that there wasn't much time left to maintain the second stage. Unsealed Meng Chang thought that now he still had to fight monsters in the unstable state, and needed to win quickly. He says he only has a little poison in his hands, and it won't do him any good. Meng Chang repeated what he had just said. He only poisoned Meng Chang a little, then laughed and said he was too naive. Before working for the Zhao family, he was a member of a world-renowned assassins organization. He worked hard to become a member of the organization's elite. He then poisoned himself and fell. The organization could no longer tolerate him and eventually fired him. When he almost died, he met Zhao Lingyu. Now he will show her the powerful power of poison. Meng Chang immediately after him released over 100 of the second stage poison gas. Poison quickly covered the surroundings. Finally reaching the surrounding plant girl, she let out an indistinct monotone. Meng Chang shouted loudly. This was actually the power of poison gas. No one could hold back after expelling the poison. They both fall down. Neither one can continue fighting. When the poisoned Lin Fan entered the elevator and started going up the floors, the three young masters were carrying out his plan. When entering the elevator, Lin Fan couldn't stop sighing. His last breath was harder than the former. The last floor of the enemy that is getting harder and harder. The system tells Lin Fan to spend a few points to see if any skills or props can be drawn, or it's not bad to have a spare. Lin Fan felt that it was true. Only the name the swordsman gave him. Lin Fan, who had a headache, started drawing a lot. I told him not to throw away the dumplings. He replies, "How many times?" he says. This was just luck. But then the system congratulated him for bringing out a new one. Sustaining the system that scolded Lin Fan also had this bad luck. He smiled, feeling quite in trust. Damn system curse. Otherwise, why is it so expensive, it asks. Does he want to use what he just took out? Translucent, beautiful demoness and clay clone. Lin Fan didn't need to think and answered. Immediately he wanted to take advantage of not reaching the top floor to get first. Lin Fan has been changed to 2 halves. Except for a few dead ankle, it's exactly the same as the system. The system tells him the prop will be controlled by his consciousness best to use it as bait or find some other way. Still not sure how to deal with the enemies on this floor, doing so was the safest. He sent his clone outside to check the situation. First Lin Fan while inside. Let's see how the situation is outside. If he guessed correctly, 3 young masters would be behind the door. They're waiting for clone to investigate, to see if everything was eaten, then rush to catch it. Unexpectedly, the clone just arrived and slashed. Lin saw the scene and couldn't help but think that the action was too cruel. Now is not the time to look at cruel people. He had to rush forward. Lin Fan didn't understand why that person attacked and just stood still. This time Yahan didn't expect that. The person he just attacked was Lin Fan. Until the two saw each other's faces one more time. Both were very surprised to return to the fight. Zhao was now beaten by people until there was no coming back. He couldn't believe what he had only lasted a moment. No way, there was no mention in the intelligence that Zhao Lingyu knew how to fight. Zhao Lingyu calmly stood at the side looking at his pitiful appearance. He smiled as if he had miscalculated, thinking that if he used his bare hands against it, it would be easier to deal with. He heard the tabloid rumors outside and thought he knew him well. Zhao Lingyu told him that in his 4th year, he had participated in the national taekwondo competition. He didn't lose anymore. Not careful. enough to snatch first prize if he can rely on his own efforts to win the Taekwondo championship. Then he can also use his courage to take back what belongs to him. He said the owner of the 3 young masters not only took part of the business, documented it also. The dignity he had to dig into the guts to protect the people. She got angry and screamed at the bitch, making her precious thing run away, but still standing here with her in a few moves, she changed, gained a pair of adorable wings. Archer mode and Moon God Heart Maiden Archer. A handsome male warrior of the desert, combining strength and beauty. After she changed, she said she destroyed it, in Hangna's name, because of her treasure. After that change, he used his weapon to attack Momo Arrow, Moon God Infinite. The strength of one hit would turn into ash. Zhao Lingyu didn't give up. He also tried to counterattack, so now that he didn't have to let him punch immediately. The man fell to the ground thrown. Sesame coloring also causes a large number of melon seed messes. Not just about playing darts. From a distance he shouted, Zhao Lingyu not to be arrogant to win once. He is not the type to lose once and get frustrated since the competition. He has been practicing advanced Taekwondo techniques every day. He was soon no longer the same. It was such a coincidence. He was the person you fought against Zhao Ling in that year's competition. Zhao Lingyu said that only his mouth is useless. Time is an excuse. After that, both of them rushed to fight each other mercilessly. He asked Zhao Lingyu to stop looking at others. Zhao Lingyu said kicking wasn't meant to be played, and then raised his foot to attack. After being hit, he became angry with him. Face even more unsightly, it was Zhao Lingyu who looked down on him too. Not making much progress, he angrily kicked Zhao Lingyu and told him to suspend his bossy attitude. He said that tonight he would sharpen his graceful character. Zhao Lingyu was hit by him and scolded furiously. The kid who dared to touch him faced him, said he dared to anger him, and grandfather Zhao Lingyu asked if it was really worth it for everyone, all the women to play together, then slapped his face with a hard slap. He was angry when he dared to slap. She screams that no one dare do it. Do it to her. Go to hell, you bitch. Grabbed her hair and screamed, let her hair go. She worked so hard she wanted to count the books. That's right. Lin stole her mistress. That's right. Lin said that if you were her real girlfriend, she wouldn't want a killer who wants to marry like that. The one she said she had a hard time running away from home to save Lin Fan. Suddenly, in the middle of the road, he met a third person like that. Zhao Ling said that if he really wanted to save Lin Fan, he would not be here to fight. This sentence made the two wake up and quickly ran to find Lin Fan. Lin Fan knows that his opponent's substitution is Yakan. So he was a little soft. He didn't know how to use his strength against him. But suddenly, when the two of them fought the night before, it turns out that he wants to protect Yahan. Lin Fan asked why he ran here, not having been beaten before. I don't know how this idiot woke up here. Yakan explained who has the power to open the door of the Shao family group. It's possible to come here with a spare passage. He just doesn't know how he got this power. He lies on the ground every week, Yakan, no need to worry, he's here. Yakan looked at him, then asked, who is he? Does this question keep repeating itself in him? Head until he vomited a fan of blood. Lin thought he died as a heroic sacrifice. But for now, just ignore it, idiot, you need to fend for yourself. First, the person below quickly finished being dealt with. The old man, he was ready to go above and beyond to support the third young master. He said all resistance in front of a great ninja was useless. What a waste of time. Old man now remembered his childhood memories. He asks his father why he asked him to take good care of himself. His father said that he was the first person to have mortal power, a tiger in the legend of the White Tiger family for the past 100 years. In a near-death state, the body will do so by activating the power of the mortal tiger to open most of the great veins of the entire body. At the same time, it will awaken another strong, inner reflective personality. He said his daughter would no longer be himself, the strength of the immortal tiger able to predict the near future, but also because it would cause the veins of the male door to be seriously damaged, until actual death. This power is too strong. It might later bring all kinds of disasters. Lin Fan asks Yahan why he went to work for Xiao family, apologizes to him he really can't talk right now. Lin Fan said that now he also temporarily apologized to him. What he saw was the main pulse of the Black Iron Father, concentrated in the abdomen. So as long as he attacks that place, Yakhan tells him not to attack. He still hasn't completed his speed and power advantage. The Fistmaster strikes with full force. At a critical place in the stomach, but soon Lin Fan was beaten and thrown away. Yakhan saw him fall over the wall slightly to spare guilt for not listening to him at all. The characteristic of Sam's Black Iron Tonic is that the stronger the greater the strength. His reaction is also about fighting Lin Fan, who loudly said it was difficult for him. Zhao Ling and Xiao Mei Mei are taking the elevator to find Lin Fan, but they continue to argue with Xiao Mei Mei, screaming like a hare. Zhao hits him and says he doesn't care about touching him or getting his hair dirty. He had no idea how the people on the other side of the floor were doing. Xiao Mei Mei says there are others' floors she doesn't know, but there is one that she easily beat them. While passing by, Zhao Lingyu asked whose floor he was working on was that floor. With a long tongue at his frisking and a girl with glasses, the two men walk away from the hard battle. To be two people confide in together. After a long fight, both find that they go to the same school place. The long-tongued girl was also currently Ruin Senior. After that, the two stopped fighting and sat down to talk about their goals in life. He had no intention of coming here tonight. He had no interest in fighting and killing in order to avoid the Zhou University owning the Biao family's stock. So the three young masters also agreed to make one. Everyone has a tool system. Looked at Lin Fan's situation and said that he was currently in a passive situation, unable to actively attack Lin Fan. Didn't expect the hot streamer to be so strong. If you don't draw, you will often get some new skills. You can't find your way out. Lin Fan decided not to fight anymore and ran to first place. He also says that Yakhan won't be that strong like him and then laughs. The system asks him when it's time to come and be fit, he says. Not to fight Yakhan, but to drag on for you. Tam also finished with the matter of getting back into his feet. But when he reached the door, he was stopped by F-class feng shui magic as expected. Streamers like Yakhan, who was a master of this technique, also used it skillfully. Lin Fan felt that he couldn't escape, and went back to talking to Yakhan. He just wanted to stop the young master's third plot, and didn't want to hurt anyone. Lin Fan hoped Yakhan would not stop him again, after hearing that Yakhan said he didn't want to hurt Lin Fan. One, he said that he actually had his own suffering which could not be told the truth. While he was talking, Lin Fan called the system. It was time for another happy draw. The system asked him what to do if he couldn't spit out anything useful. Until now, Lin Fan said that the system must be less fussy for him to stop handing out dumplings. The system got angry, and said if he had a hand, it would beat him to death. How many times has he said that you just have to rely on luck? Yakhan kept saying that he just wanted to be a better version of himself. So Yakhan apologized to Lin Fan, then attacked without Lin seriously. He asked once again if she will let him inside. He definitely couldn't. He could only use his own moves. Lin Fan once again wanted to strike Yakhan's stomach. He warned him not to hit him again, or he would be the one who will be harmed. But this time, he didn't strike hard, but decided to use it lightly. Two people, Xiao Mei Mei and Zhao Ling. You came to ask Lin Fan. Who is that girl next to him now? He said you two misunderstood, and it was a long story, but he could sum it up. Lin Fan said that Aunt Yahan came to visit, and his stomach will be able to feel different pain. Acupressure massage can greatly relieve pain. Zhao Lingyu rushed to hit Lin Fan and asked, did he think he was retarded? What is it that makes a pain reliever do? Xiao Mei Mei asked Zhao Lingyu. What he's doing is theirs, a family business. He didn't need to disturb Zhao Lingyu yelling at the fiancé. Under the verbal contract, also had to obey. 3 virtues and do not eat behind him back. Even so, it is not permissible to act, let alone an oral contract that does not exist, as a result of the marriage law system. The system notified Lin Fan. The system can't handle the homework. He thought his reasoning was quite convincing. Now it is true that he has created his own karma, and today he is not getting good sleep. Xiao Tong saw through the surveillance of the system that his sister had also come. He tells Yahan that Chip's progress is almost complete. When this comes, absolutely nothing can happen. Chip that can fulfill his dream is about to be fulfilled. Xiao Tong said you don't want the effort to go to waste, kindly said. He tried hard to make Yachan's dream come true. Xiao Tong ordered the purple-haired man and the young miss of the Zhao family to die in a time of need. But don't ruin her sister's hair. Lin Fan, after getting tied up by Yachan, felt very confused. She says she will explain everything for him later. Lin Fan told Yachan he wants to negotiate. Yachan doesn't want to negotiate at all. He is no longer a real person anymore. Lin Fan asked back that he wasn't a real person. Yachan was more accurate in explaining that. He had undergone a body transformation. He was soon no longer a Yachan, before Zhao Lingyu took that chance to attack. When he spoke a sudden attack like this, he couldn't believe it. He could have blocked it, but Yachan used the black color belonging to the Theori family to attack his back. Zhao Lingyu said that, "Oh, young family is a crossroads with the Zhao family." As far as he knew, their family had only passed on black theory. Father to their family members, outsiders definitely couldn't learn this. Decipher who is Yachan after all. A while ago, the son of the whole, oh young family, the best husband in this, has disappeared. This technique took years to implement in real battles. Zhao Lingyu insisted that a little girl like her couldn't do it. These days, many D-class masters often lost contact. What did he and the three young masters do here that Yachan wanted to prove it and tell the truth? At first, he was also a student of Shunzhou Martial Arts Department at that time. He achieved very well, and many people believe and expect him. But that's not what he wanted. His dream is to become a superior artist. For more than a year, he was in the martial arts department. He still felt vaguely, "I don't know whether I should follow my heart call or not." In the end, he decided to drop out of school to pursue his dream. Then he started to make streamer efforts step by step. But still can't until he meets Xiao Tong. She helps him become famous. He accepts it to do artificial intelligence, rehabilitation surgery for the body according to the use of the chip. Zhao Lingyu is a person who knows chips well. The three flaws definitely don't just want him to fulfill his dream, no matter what anyone says. Yachan has the right to decide that this path is his to choose. He must continue it. Xiao Mei attacked Yachan from behind. Zhao Yuling didn't stand still completely. Wei Lin asked Lin Fan to have it here, and then he thought of a way to go inside to prevent the three young masters from activating the chip. He thought the previous attack might have been discovered, but now took advantage as he spoke intently, attacking from both sides. Zhao Lingyu wanted to see how he would do it. Use the stolen black iron father. Sam Lin Fan reminded the two people, Xiao Mei and Zhao Lingyu, don't try too hard or get hurt. Zhao Lingyu realized it was human Kazu Tian just now, manipulation moves, but Yachan can. He asked Yachan if he also killed Zhu Tian. Yachan said that before he left his martial arts school. Artistic Arts Department in its application studied, but he stopped studying. When did he come out? Because apparently not wondering the time to maintain like the string just now. Also very low. Violence, but he keeps thinking why the rope is not the same as the Zoe that Lin shouted. Yachan solved the feng shui quickly. There wasn't much time left. Zhao Lingyu shouted back at him. He didn't know how to solve it himself. She took advantage of buying time for him, and he was still sluggish. There, Yachan says he always wanted to settle it peacefully, and he also suggests them both to work together. Many times Yachan prepared to act if not cooperate. Don't blame him for being rude. He wanders with the true power of black iron, Father Sam, to suppress everyone. Luckily for everyone, Daddy's stolen black iron in the chip has been used up. When Xiao Mei said it was time for her to beat Yachan to death, Lin Fan was standing outside. Guess that other moves are also timed out. The system asked if he still had free time. Time to take care of all the time. Feng Shui time is not over. Take advantage of political work. The system congratulated Lin Fan. When unlocking the two new secondary props, it was hard for Lin Fan to understand that he had not completed any mission. At that time, all the prizes were pulled from the dumplings where there were new props. The system explains the rules of the system that when the number of draws reaches 1,000 times, the props will open. The new prop he received was a cutting blade. It seems his treatment isn't bad. Zhao Ling scolded several people's attack, and defense was absolutely flawless. Taekwondo moves are almost impossible to break the explosive power and reflexes of close combat. So terrible, it is almost impossible to win. After a while, Wei Lin also saw his weakness, although he could rob others. People skills and his background in martial arts was too bad, and his unstable lower body was his weakness. Asked what she was thinking just now, because of her high heel style, it was hard to stand up. The departmental martial arts entrance exam is nearly 1 in 10,000 miles across the country. How can there be such a weak point as the lower body is unstable? Yachan said a little more. Maybe Xiao Sisi Tong is done. Yachan emphasized every sentence tonight that no one should tread. A rock in his path that is not expected. Lin Fan that the item he received was a cutting nail. The system told him to hurry up and summon it to summon him, unleashing its power to cut everything off. Don't procrastinate any longer, or you really won't have time. The second tool he received was a fat reducer that he began to control the line of sight ahead. Focus your mind on what you want to cut. Firmly approach the goal in your heart. Always carry the 4 words, cut off everything. Finally, thanks to Lin Fan's help, was able to open the door. He turned around and told Xiao Mei Mei, and true, Wei Lin had broken the talisman, and quickly entered in time. Xiao Tong comes out from inside and says that this is the end. He asks if their mobs coming here have done their best. He turned around to ask Xiao Mei Mei, would it be fun to team up with the outsiders to destroy the company? He asks what broke this company. Time he went too far other things while not just saying that it was just business. The data of the Zhao family will definitely do it. Investigate him asking Xiao Tong to stop and follow his house. Lin Fan says that simply handing over Chip's data can end this drama. Otherwise, he will not be polite anymore. Xiao Tong goes to ask him how old he is. It has nothing to do with him. Xiao Tong went to Yachan's side and asked if he was okay. He apologized to Yachan. His plan failed. Zhao Lingyu asked what failed, quickly returning the chip to his Xiao Tong. The chip brought back his scraps. Now he no longer needs the chip alone because the chip is tattered. This Yakan is suffering a lot on the chip. There are 10 layers of firewall which will damage the last layer can be activated. Xiao Tong said he was still wondering why the last grade couldn't be broken. Lin Fan thought it was a waste of time. Tonight Zhao Lingyu felt bad. It is not right for Xiao Tong to be fair. He cursed Xiao Tong, the bastard villain, and he implanted Yachan's body chip. The skills learned and copied would also not be limited in time. What else is important is that the chip is enabled and can be connected to the computer network behavior of the BL family company. Large-scale synchronization is easy, as long as the person is implanted with a fixed chip on Earth that he can give instructions to carry out the manipulations. Xiao Tong laughs as a perfect tech. Product Yahan asks if he has always been cheating from start to finish. Xiao Tong says, why is it so difficult to talk like a fraud and take advantage? He says he did it all for her. But he had put something behind his neck and he felt more and more uncomfortable. Yachan asks Xiao Tong if he only sees her as a tool to satisfy his own ambitions. He said if he thinks so, then so be it. She has already given her face and silently wants to raise her face to her home. Forever business and essentially entrepreneurial honesty. Staying as is, she agrees with him. He would definitely do it, but he also couldn't force it. Brush her hand away without taking anything. Good thing he asked if she said he was hers. Good brother, why does he treat her like that? Lin Fan couldn't take it anymore and went up to punch him. Stole the Zhao family's data and intimidated Yachan. After taking advantage and still getting hurt, what kind of people are these? Xiao Mei Mei called. This time you did something wrong and quickly followed her home. Zhao Lingyu asked him to hand over the chip. Dan, this matter was over. Xiao Tong asked, what if he didn't pay? Lin Fan came wanting to continue beating him, but Xiao Tong said that if you keep fighting, everyone will die. Interestingly enough, he has already self-destructed into Yachan's body chip. Not only was he going to blow himself up, but the area within 3 kilometers of his surroundings had been detonated by a bomb remotely detonated by him, and the person who could kill this order was only him. Xiao Tong said that the cooperation between the two. You are not very obedient to listen to her, otherwise she will have to carry her dream to hell. He gave her another 20 minutes of careful consideration. 20 minutes later, the helicopter would come to pick him up. Back then, if she would follow him, she would turn off the self-destruct sequence. Yachan didn't know what to do, but he really didn't. He wanted to die. Xiao Tong acted now. He pulled Lin Fan back and started hitting. He said earlier that you snatched his limited edition t-shirt. This time it was his turn to make him pay with all he had. Yachan's body stood beside him, unable to do anything. Could only stammer. The names Lin Fan and Xiao Tong. Xiao Mei Mei told him not to tease her. Her sister-in-law doesn't play like that. Zhao Lingyu felt that this scene was about to happen. It would be a shame if he didn't take a picture and post it. Xiao Tong announced into his headset to ask someone to open the way to the roof. The helicopter will land here soon. Just in case you guys are messing around, Xiao Tong gets everyone to go to the rooftop first to get some fresh air. He says he has kept all skills. He studied earlier on the chip. Only 2 minutes left. Ong asked Yachan to tell him his decision. He ordered him to break Lin Fan's limbs and follow him. Xiao Tong asks if he wants to turn his dream to ashes. Yachan says the choice is Mr. Lin Fan. Xiao Mei Mei asks why she chose Lin over her brother, because she doesn't want to use her dream fulfillment as an excuse to hurt anyone. This was not her true self. When she took the opportunity to implant a chip in her aunt, she knew that this was not simple. Xiao Tong realized the situation was not quite right. She needed to time the helicopter to get here. Trying to buy time, she connected the headset again and asked when the helicopter is arriving. He replies with about 15 minutes left. Another adds that people might not know he's tricking everyone. Yakan is about to explode. The guy tells him to hurry up and try to buy time so he won't be found. Xiao Tong tells him to shut up because he turned on the speakerphone so everyone can hear now. Lin Fan had caught Xiao Tong and forced him to pay with his body. So what should you do with him now? He asked. What do you want to do to him? Lin Fan whispered every word and beat him. He asked if it was non-negotiable. Lin Fan thought for a moment and then asked to take the chip from the Yachan. He walks to Yachan and says how much thought he wore it. But he also intends to train her to become a world superstar. Asked Xiao Tong Yachan if she doesn't mind him making all his efforts go down the drain. Then, intending to hit Yachan, he said it hit him a bit. Wouldn't think too much of this person wanting to do something. This time Yachan can't stand him coming back again, but uses the power inherent in the chip to attack Yachan, hoping he won't be like that again. Xiao Tong was angry enough to dare to do it. Attacked him. Xiao Tong is right. He is a blind Lin Fan telling him to stop causing trouble now that he has nothing left. Not suitable for everyone. Xiao Tong accepts his request, take out the chip, and then she goes for him. But before he did that, he wanted to vent his anger first, and then move forward to attack once again. Yahan easily dodged, then started attacking again. Wei Lin asked Xiao Mei Mei, "What's wrong with her?" "Little brother, he was beaten so much." Xiao Mei Mei said that from childhood to adulthood, he was very proud and honorable. Now his plan is known by everyone. Surely Xiao Tong now felt calm, embarrassed, so she found an object to confide in. Yahan says he is not a traitor. He did not betray him. Now, he just wants to go back to being a Yakan. Knowing that left and right were wrong from before, he would work hard to make his dream come true. As for injustice and crime, he will resolutely refuse. Lin Fan asked if he wanted to put chips on other people's bodies. He also wanted to let Xiao Tong taste that painful feeling. But then, he didn't do anything to hurt her. Just kidding, everyone makes mistakes. Moreover, this time, there was no murder. Chips are also back. Today's story was just like a spoiled child's naughty play. Lin Fan even gently told him not to do such bad things in the future, asking him to see how good his brother-in-law was to him. Romantic turn of heads is more valuable than gold. This time the Zhao family decided not to do it. Pursuing Zhao wants not to commit this theft in the future. Yakan said the fool knows the way back is not too late. Try to start again. Mr. Xiao Tong. He is angry but don't know what you should do. That bastard Lin Fan dared to humiliate him. Lin Fan told him to believe that he would definitely become a good person. Loudly said no to raising her voice in front of him. He was not qualified to humiliate young master. People standing outside said that walking in the same footsteps, as hard to shake off of that. Xiao Tong asked people all day long. Lin Fan how good he is. He looked at Yahan and said he has no chips now. He's just wasted to see what he's doing now. She put all her effort into him and he betrayed her. That's the kind of guy that can't be. Lin Fan's man or woman couldn't hold back anymore and attacked him. It's a stupid time. Lin Fan asked if he was in pain. Yakan was once controlled by him and used to have this feeling. Before he got on the helicopter, he talked about not being done today. He is not the type to suffer and take everything for nothing. On the helicopter, the old man asked his family, "Who is he working on?" Xiao Tong said that although his brain has problems, his ears are not to the point of being damaged. He laughed. Those idiots thought they won seeing Xiao Tong get out of bed a long time ago. The man quickly stopped her and told her to be careful because she was injured and couldn't get out of bed. They hurt him so much, he couldn't swallow his anger. Xiao Tong stood up and vowed to make Lin Fan worse than death. The old man asked the young master not to pick it up. The old man's hand asked, "Is the chip he activated self-destruct when it's brought out?" Xiao Tong said that he had no brains. Can't you see the happy smile on her face, like she says she's not the type to suffer and let go? After activating the chip, he immediately backed up the source code on the chip, just in case he asked someone to send his private code to the cloud, but it took half an hour. I think that with Yahan as the underling's plan tonight was a success. Who will be betrayed by him? Eventually, the situation could get out of hand, so everyone had to fight to give their people time to upload data backups. Furious when he heard about it, Xiao Tong was very happy now that he had it, regaining the initiative he wanted. He's got to make everyone pay for the action tonight. Lin Fan kept thinking how come it was so easy for him to deal with them, but suddenly he was played for a while. Zhao might maybe apologize to him, so he expected him to play a new trick. Zhao Lingyu said if he had that thing he would control the first world. He should go back and discuss it with his grandfather. Lin Fan and Xiao Mei Mei returned to school. It was already morning after all. Lin Fan did not stop yawning. Staying up all night too sleepy, Xiao Mei Mei asked him not to complain anymore. The weather is nice today, so the mood must be up. In class, Lin Fan was always thinking about last night, which made it impossible for him to concentrate on studying. The Zhao family's data was still stolen by Xiao Tong. Recently, too many things had happened to him. Beyond Lin Fan's scope of perception, not only is chip implantation, it far surpasses today's technology, but it was also the first time encountering the system. There's also the fact that everyone risking their lives to get hold of the Dragon Vein map that wasn't in his hands, and the disappearance of his father, who he thought was dead, turned silent for years. Lin Fan was sure that these things had problems. Perhaps it was because he didn't really understand that if his father's disappearance was related to the power that wanted to steal the Dragon Vein map, he would definitely destroy them. Thinking about it, the teacher and classmates called Lin Fan, but he didn't listen to the teacher. The classmate said a teacher asked a question not to the breaking point. Lin Fan apologized to him for disturbing his class. Her teacher said she was so young she didn't deserve to be squashed, but her question still needed to be answered. On the contrary, he would directly cut off his semester grades if Lin Fan couldn't pass. Don't blame him, but as expected, the teacher's questions were very difficult. Lin Fan could all be answered. Luckily, last time he had the ability to learn by writing. After answering the question, Lin Fan asked the teacher permission to let him go to the bathroom. Inside the small room that Lin Fan was thinking about the martial arts department graduates when going beyond the platform was enough to make a big deal in today's society. But there was also a group of elites who had just graduated and went straight into the sleeping army to serve. So if he managed to enter the martial arts department, he would have a chance to enter the army. Then he could learn more about the reason his father disappeared. Outside the toilet, there were several junior Lin Fans, hearing voices inside the bathroom, and couldn't help but speak. In the room was Principal Muir, who came to look for Lin Fan. He asks why she sat alone in the toilet. He asked Lin Fan if he still remember who he is. Lin Fan whispered to Principal Muir, "This is the restroom boy. He said it seems his memory is not bad from last time is about to be made enough. A few days since last time, it's time to arrange a transfer exam for Lin Fan." But Muir was still quite against him transferring to the martial arts arsenal, saying that there had never been such a student. He's the one who came through the connection so far. The purpose of establishing this faculty is to grow the top elite of the nation. According to his words, absolutely not poured any prawns. After listening to this, Lin Fan secretly laughed at it inwardly. They were all real elites. He remembered the elites he met that night before the numerous monster demons, but also thick-skinned. They elite even though only Lin Fan spoke softly. It all went to Muir's ear. She punched the wall hard enough to make the wall crack. He said that Lin Fan hasn't even entered the major yet and is already talking like this. Muir said, wouldn't it be more than just wasteful to enter? While not speaking martial arts, but even the most basic decency. Did he pass or not? He still thought that he was not qualified to enter the martial arts department. He hated that getting into college must not be easy for him and his Lin Fan. Parents said that as a student, if he made a mistake, he would admit his mistake. Mistake and fix it. But he begs her not to drag his parents in. He asks her to prove her strength in the competition. When Xiao probably heard that Muir had gone to the men's room to find Linfan, he was furious. Linfan said he also didn't do anything, just to let you know that I will be at official entrance at 12 noon. Xiao Mei spoke fast about political matters. Are there some things like reference exams for Salat exams? Mei said no when she was in high school. He was specially selected to participate in national registration of Shunzhou University. If the first faculty reincarnation is a fourth-year student like you, the next one is a graduate student in the martial arts department, and he's not familiar with PhD students. Linfan couldn't just go for the exam like a fool. He felt that in these 2 hours, he could do something. Xiao Mei says that it's okay. Do not have a reference for the art faculty Silat exam, asked to be frank. A very strong elite talent, who is proficient in martial arts. Not to mention the exam, questions are different every year. Students with potential geniuses in all 360 categories are very important for the country. The participants were all geniuses of a very high rank. After all, it includes the virtues of intelligence, body, beauty, labor. He thought that his gains in knowledge and body would most likely lead him to major in Pencak Silat. But Linfan heard that the test was very tough. Usually the first round was eliminated by a group of people. Xiao Mei asked Linfan to be sure that she will not be eliminated because she's very good at heart. The principal appeared behind the two. They told them not to be overconfident. Xiao Mei says that if she didn't think she was the principal, she wouldn't dare to beat him. The principal asked Xiao Mei not to be angry. If he is sick, it is not good to eat mangoes, he gives them. Linfan was also shocked and thought that there was a villain to cause trouble. He asked a great woman like you not to do it, instigating others into martial arts. Majoring in art wasn't easy after talking for a while. Xiao Mei finally decides to register for a contest with Linfan, a gymnasium building in Shunzhou. University President Muir looked around and said there were only a few people this year. The principal asks why he is saying this, but there are only a few people who like what he just said. He meant the actual people qualified to participate this year. The contestants were just a bunch of geeks who had come to try their luck, said Muir always admired his leadership motto. But this time he broke the rules for people who weren't in the martial arts department to participate in the competition. Graduate student, he still has some doubts whether he supports Linfan or not. The principal asked the principal to trust his decision. She won't be disappointed. He has not wanted to say this for too many years. He would definitely do his best to select truly capable elites for the country. Absolutely don't let anyone discuss any evil religion. The principal laughs, he always does. When Linfan and Xiao Mei arrived, he didn't expect the number to be so big. Thought Linfan the exam was for himself, but it was so crowded. Xiao Mei said that this was an exam for martial arts graduate students majoring in art, which of course had to be busy. They were originally students of the martial arts department. After graduation, there was always that job to eat well and dress well, but for the most part they have great ambition and are not content with it alone. After all, geniuses who refuse to live with the majority of ordinary people in society, they wanted to surpass themselves. They came here. While the two were talking, a boy called out to the two of them. Linfan patted the boy on the head and told him not to come and make a mess, scaring everyone. Those around Xiao Mei quickly told him that the person was the general director of Pencak Silat. Heads of departments are more famous than vice presidents. Muir, before the general manager left, she asked Linfan to pass the exam well. Don't disappoint the principal. He expects a lot from you. Linfan said that he would definitely try if he did something wrong. She asked him generosity. Xiao Mei told him to leave. Now he had to leave it to them. The people around called Linfan an idiot, jokingly that they wouldn't know what to do, seeing even if the homeroom teacher didn't magnanimously expel him. He said that Linfan was silent, as stupid as before. Xiao Mei asks why her brother is here. He said that no one in the Pencak Silat major who had graduated from Pencak Silat was committed to living with ordinary people in society. He soon heard that the headmaster had nominated Linfan to take the exam, and this time he had come not just for him, but Xiao Chao wants to reclaim his possessions. His previous debt with Tufan Xiao Chao has always cultivated. Other than to entertain the rest of the intense training time without rest, he said he would never let Linfan ride on his neck again. He must stand at the top to become the ceiling of battle for everyone. Tremble, the first person to feel fear after he transformed. Lin Fan, at this time, the competition is ready. Everyone present that Muir wanted to make the stage a little more cohesive before. One said the vice president was also picky. He thought this job was taking responsibility for the future of society and the country. He informed students that the competition was about to start. He wanted the students present here to form a line within 3 seconds. Please stand up straight or you will be eliminated. Then he starts eliminating them one by one with very unreasonable reasons, making the students very angry. There are people you or want to get rid of. He said that if he were to eliminate her, he would do so to think carefully about the consequences if he were to eliminate her. It would surely be the most serious loss in the history of Shunzhou University. He has more achievements than people have participated in all kinds of competitions at home and abroad and win prizes every year thanks to his own strength. He won his intellectual full scholarship. Physical beauty, everything, whatever. He asked where she was dissatisfied. If you get rid of him, you have to give him a good reason to respect him. Muir said the reason was because he was too ugly. Too ugly. He asks her if it's fair to use this as an excuse to disqualify her. She doesn't want to ask. Are the people around her really that ugly? He appealed to his many schoolmates to listen to his conscience and tell him. In my heart there are many close college friends here. He has always been popular with people over the years. She thought they would definitely help. But people said she was done with plastic surgery and coming back next year. He is not handsome, but he is fat. Xiao Mei may whisper this as an excuse to kick people out. Muir said that all of the Shunzhou University students present here need to develop high qualities except for mastering martial arts. Decency and benevolence in all aspects need to excel in the elite world. Otherwise, you will not be eligible to become a student majoring in martial arts from Shunzhou University. The first round of the competition was a writing competition. Writing competition begins. When opening the question paper, Lin Fan scolded him. It was an elementary school exam, but something wasn't right. People around don't do more than half. Lin Fan didn't know anything was fishy. But let's do it. First, suddenly the girl in front of Lin Fan fell to the ground, clutching her chest and crying out in pain. I don't know if this person had a heart attack or not. Another person next to him said he didn't know anyone from the medical team. The school will come to help. Now they both need to take the test first. Lin Fan didn't understand what happened, but it was also bad to be sick at this time. Someone swore loudly, saying the wound was torn open. Some coughed until they couldn't breathe. It took a while to find out. The person had a relapse of tuberculosis. Back at a crucial time, another asked for help with stomach bleeding, another asked for asthma medication. He will get well soon. Lin Fan heard the screams around him and felt like he was in a pinch. The people in the room started talking about it. When it's serious like this, a lot of people get sick. No one knows what the cause is. They should have checked his health before taking the exam. Everyone decided to do the first lesson without wasting any more time. The girl nearby screamed at the guy with tuberculosis not to come near him. In this situation, somehow easy, the question is hard to concentrate. Lin Fan also went to the sick to see how they were doing. Among them were 2 who risked skipping their own exams to save lives. When one sees that the person is about to give up in that critical situation, it seems that emergency measures must be used. Traditional cough medicine heat detoxification activates blood chemicals after what the other 2 do. The patient is no longer coughing. The person's blood to the sick person does not need to worry if they are still coughing there. Lin Fan thought, is there something wrong with so many contestants falling sick during the exam? There is no need to determine health before the exam. Also, there are some students who still do their homework like cold-blooded animals. Lin Fan also had to return to complete his exams. The man nearby asked Lin Fan to continue doing his homework and stop caring about his surroundings. This was a trap set up by Muir. The old-time trap he used, he said that. This writing exam at a glance made people think it was an elementary school exam. But it was actually unrelated to this. It was testing them while on a search whether or not they were distracted by the surroundings or even stopped doing assignments. Muir came from a military background. Her motto was absolute obedience and obedience. An unfinished mission for a soldier is an insult. Muir purposely canceled the medical examination, arranging for many people to fake illness to interfere in this exam. Some, according to the candidate, does this challenge me to give up from the test to help my friends? But the stiff Muir was impossible to come up with such a bland topic. He again emphasized that the test of time was steadfast obedience, but it was not something that high compassionate virtue came to support him, saying that people were very healthy, but that there is no disease at all. He asked Lin Fan to put his heart into wanting to help his people and continue his exams. Didn't do a test, but ran to help. Those people pretending to be sick only makes him happy, because he eliminates the contestants. Lin Fan made a like button. For him it was so cool he was happy that a simple challenge like this was seen through by him. Then two of you think it's fated to overcome it. But next to him is a girl who is in pain being helped by Xiao Mei Mei. Lin Fan says this girl seems to have a real problem. It didn't look like he was faking it. Lin Fan ignored what he was doing, said and went to help the girl. When she finished saving the girl, Xiao Mei Mei expressed her point of view. This time he was sure that Muir wanted him to test everyone's compassion. Lin Fan really didn't know who to listen to and was told that his time was up. Muir announced that the exam time was over. Writing contest ended. He told them to start testing the results now. First he would announce the test paper of that stage. Everyone's most anticipated. Everyone present here were after all the most outstanding students of Shunzhou University. The writing is so simple, yet so chaotic. This test is a test of judgment. Lin Fan was amazed by his judgment. Xiao Mei Mei tells her not to stress and listen first. He is sure that many people have found out why this exam lacks a physical exam. Firstly, every year a large number of people with poor health come to participate. According to the regulations, they are eliminated from this year's round of registration. He accidentally canceled due to illness. People are an important part of this assessment. Muir's judgment said even the focus of the test, without regard for those who risked their lives to solve the problem, could be done. A 3-year-old kid knocked out even a teammate who didn't deserve improper treatment to live in an elite place. Those who were knocked out were all wildly cursed. In the written exam, still playing 3 traps downstream. In addition, he organizes groups of sick people according to the sick candidates. To cheat it to see in this 10 minutes rush who can recognize a teammate, who actually needed help. In other words, if it was possible to find someone who really needed help among the sick candidates, they would pass the test. If wrong judgment helps those who don't need help, they will be disqualified. When Xiao might hear it, he was happy that the two of them had hope. Xiao Chao was praised by Muir as being very kind, punctual, making accurate judgments, and providing solid, timely assistance to teammates in danger. It was a genius's most basic talent. The true elite must have it. After talking about Xiao Chao, it was the turn of the 2 Muir brothers to have a special compliment for the 2 cousins. Well done. Both of them were very happy to hear that they have stabilized your health, expected to recover in half a year. Please rest assured. Muir went on to say that 2 people could torture a living person to the point of death. There is a future to be a forced battle for the army, and there is a future that is immeasurable. When the 2 cousins heard this, they felt something was wrong. They say the vice president is wrong. This guy is really unhealthy. This guy even caught a cold, sweating and coughing up blood. Muir said that it was an actor he managed. What the 2 said proved that he acted well. The problem is so simple that can't know. He says that if he graduates, he has a chance to work in big fields like commerce, medicine, or even military. Then judgment that is extremely weak could pose a danger that can't be reversed at any time, even putting the person next to you in danger. Situation: Shunzhou University will not contribute trash like you 2. Their countries were both mad at writing exams, but they were also playing a lowly game, and he was here purposely digging trails to get her. Get rid of the next people Muir mentioned. Lin Fan and Mai Mei group, he said. Lin Fan's luck is not bad. Depending on luck is also part of strength. But only that accounted for 1% anyway. The strong didn't need that bit of luck at all. Muir said that he was able to get past the first round because Contagion was just waiting and watching the next round. This would make life worse than death taking advantage. During break, Lin Fan went inside the toilet to pull the gacha from the system. When he came out of the bathroom, there was a pile of dumplings. Everyone is shocked. He announces that break time is almost over. The second round will begin, and the contestants return to their positions. Muir determined a 20-minute break would be enough for everyone to regroup. From this chapter on, he would cause everyone mental and physical pain to the point of excruciating pain. Genius title is also very heavy. Can you bear it or not? Depends on everyone. In addition to the three judges, their main shareholder and chairman will also evaluate everyone's performance. The second half began to test the strength of the physical foundation. The first category is the 200-meter sprint. A team of 5 contestants with just the flash of a shot will start running. Whoever finishes within 15 seconds wins. Everyone below has a chance to get angry. These 15 seconds purposely cause trouble. Muir reminded him that if he dared to speak nonsense, he would eliminate that person. Contestants with Lin Fan don't stop using insulting words for him, which I heard that you studied normal science and wanted to transfer over here. He called out, "A bookworm like you to sit down and eat a book in peace. A stupid face that doesn't know whether to live or die, but to enter a martial arts shop would only lose face." He went on to say that he was too naive to think that he could succeed. Martial arts Lin Fan said he spoke too much and was too fast to focus on his own. At the competition, he was even more extravagant when he talked about the contest. Didn't see him wearing glasses and looking like a student. This young master, he's the only rightful heir of Koka-ryu Namba Ninjutsu, is the essence of Namba Taijutsu. It has changed from its human light identity and speed to that of its ninja. Absolute advantage. After graduating, he was very proud of his ability to become the fastest sprinter in the world. The first race runner who has always hated Lin Fan is indeed in the lead. He has a unique run. The position of swinging the arms back will greatly reduce airflow resistance on the sides. Proper eating and sleeping habits, very good body condition. He will show extraordinary speed like a train. But no express train will not catch up with everyone, saying that Lin Fan's desire to win is a dream. Everyone saw that the four-eyed man was not simple, even though he acted like an idiot. But his speed was not even worse than many people. That Xiao Mei Mei used her naked eyes to see his movements, but couldn't follow him. He was starting to worry that, with only 15 seconds, Lin Fan would do it. Changing the situation, Muir also saw. He unblinkingly perfected the combination of practice and theory, unleashing endless transcendent speed. After graduation, we'll be able to shine in all fields. These were elite students of the martial arts department. He always wanted. After that, he didn't forget to laugh at Lin Fan, who said that his luck was running out. Xiao Chao said that no matter how good Lin Fan was at the battle, it was useless. You have to combine your limbs and your mind. Entering this bloody cultivation arena, a place that didn't contain developments from foolish thoughts, but how the heck was that? The first person to finish completing the mission made everyone very surprised. The dean of the department told the principal, "Lin Fans are also good." Muir didn't believe that speed would catch up. It was hard for her to clearly understand that his profile was so-so. A student with a physique like that, he did not know what kind of background. In the end, Lin Fan now stood aside to breathe, a sigh of relief. Moreover, he felt like his life was almost gone. All the students present were very surprised by the speaker's announcement. That first Lin Fan group. Lin Fan won it. Four-eyed man asks him, "What did he do late?" Lin Fan said it was simple. Past him, the people who followed him were also angry and scolded him. Can't lose the speed he is. They're brothers back home. This new year, no need to buy, said a fan of express train tickets. Lin is actually not easy to do that. He sleeps early, gets up early, exercises regularly, eats right and limits dietary fat. Besides, we also need to respect the old, love the young and help the old. Lin said that he survived for 10 years like this. Can they do it? After Lin Fan finished speaking, everyone did not believe him, saying that he must have injected drugs. Xiao Mei Mei. When I heard Lin Fan's answer, I also wanted to hit people. He was also annoyed. Stupid Lin Fan said that. Actually more specific, but he just said it later. But actually Lin Fan thought he wasn't stupid enough to tell everyone about it. Luckily, he took advantage of the 20 minutes during break to sneak into the restroom to pull the prize. Although he threw away a lot of bowl dumplings to enter the martial arts department, and also because fortunately, Father Lin withdrew a lot, finally got the chance to upgrade Sprint Genius to 3 stars. Otherwise, he will be eliminated now. If this is exposed, it will be considered cheating. The four-eyed man was still furious. An ordinary college student with such explosive power and speed immediately became a martial arts legend. Muir watched Lin Fan think quickly finish this category and move on to the next, so that she could find out strengthening the second item. The second round is where the long jump is, adding 100 bounds in which the next 80 meters is considered accomplished. Xiao Mei Mei scolds this mother, Where is the problem? Xiao Chao had just finished a 200-meter race but was out of breath and needed someone to help. Lin Fan asked Xiao Mei Mei, "Is he brother so weak?" Xiao Mei Mei didn't even look at him, saying that his brother has been working really hard lately. Okay, take a break. The first contestant to be called into position. He thought 100 meters is not difficult. The people standing beside him cheered endlessly. He was starting to worry that he had never jumped that far. A lot of people were looking at him like this. He had to think of a way not to lose face. Lin Fan saw him being entertained by many people and asked, "What is his background?" Used to know this person as an extraordinary person. Student in all 10 categories of the Pencak Silat major as a famous person in the predestined department is also very good, even though he likes to do it. But to enter the martial arts department, there must be some skill to see how he will pass. Everyone improvised. She told herself that in order to keep up the pride of her Class 10, almighty disciple, she had to succeed. Lin Fans are indeed extraordinary. Xiao Mei Mei asked him not to be too shocked, but to pay attention to his methods. No one knew what kind of evil move that was moving so fast like a helicopter. Human, but when measuring results, everyone was shocked. But he does not meet the requirements. Everyone starts to worry. Even she was worried. So what about everyone? Even though he had tears in his eyes, he still tried to look calm. But he can't do that. Lin Fan felt that his exam was not prepared in advance. The exam questions like they were given looked like Muir was deliberately making things difficult for him. Homeroom teacher, after seeing that too many eliminated candidates, but nothing was done. Immediately feeling anxious, she told Muir that the difficulty was too high for the contestants. She calmly said it was to choose the good ones. Lin Fan was so fast it was his turn to be called into the contest at this time. He could only take the risk for him. My dad doesn't know if he can still hold up with that skill. 100 meters is not a simple matter for Lin Fan. But this time he had to do his best. After Lin Fan did his share of the exams, the whole school seemed to explode. Everyone screams, not even believe the truth of their eyes. Muir widened her eyes. Xiao Mei Mei was standing outside smiling happily at him. He was too great. Even the department dean standing over his mouth was also laughing along with this kid, which wasn't bad. Muir reacted at this moment. Damn, with Lin Fan's ability, how could he not believe in the thought of truth? There must be a problem with Lin Fan not being able to pull his feet off the ground, due to the system's excessive force taunting him. Stopped too much when he tugged on it. He couldn't stop screaming in pain until he got hurt. The system says it's harder to make him a genius now than it is to go to heaven. After that, Lin Fan finished the exam by looking at the person behind. He thought that he was just trying to solve a difficult problem. He is a dumpling prince who enhances innate divine power. This time Lin Fan has enough speed and power that he believes he can handle all 10 categories in the second round. A third, more recent category is the 100-meter high jump. He was pleased to see how long he lasted. Yet Lin Fan was able to pass easily. Lin Fan replied to the question that he could hold on for so long. When Muir didn't understand, why did an ordinary person like her have it? Strong quality? Lin Fan used an answer that angered his listeners. Because he eats sparingly, a healthy stomach is not hot in his body. After that, he succeeded in everything. Next test, Lin Fan tried to pass the test one by one. She told herself next time she had to find her father again. Xiao Mei Mei is standing outside, watching Lin Fan over and over again, calling him too cool. Category 6 as the pole vault, 500 meters. Category 7, 1,000-meter hurdles. Everyone finally finished. 10 categories in round 2, people were so tired they couldn't breathe and lay down on the ground. Someone shouted, "Damn this pervert!" If they asked questions later, he would never take the exam again. Everyone couldn't breathe. It was too hard to do, and Muir was currently furious with that bastard. To do it all, Lin Fan saw that the scores of the system added up a lot from everyone. Emotions change because she's not bad. Didn't expect things to be so good. Lin Fan doesn't know how, nor Mei Mei. Now suddenly a strong force came from someone's hand and clapped Lin Fan's hand. Happily told him he was passing, just a little tired. Lin Fan stared at her pale and slightly frightening face. Xiao Chao also went to tell his brother which he passed and which he will hold out. Till the end he will definitely defeat Lin Fan with his own hands. He just thought he was crazy. Lin Fan asked Xiao Mei to hurry up and rest first. His homeroom teacher always followed Lin Fan's gaze, saying that if he were to enter the martial arts department, he would definitely become the #1 outstanding student. The principal laughed so hard that he nominated him to participate. Honestly, he didn't expect this kid to graduate. It's clear the exam questions are moo or playing around to make things difficult. For Lin Fan, he said the students entered this department really let him down my heart. I cursed the trash that I didn't throw away. The third round about to start is the combined battle round. There is no rule that whoever falls first loses. Lin Fan's turn. Muir told him not to die. He loves his students very much. Muir's heart secretly thought that this time arranged for a fierce person to let Lin Fan know that this was one of the students that he had great respect for. Almost every year when he competes in real battle, he scores the maximum every semester. He personally trained him against his physical strength and fighting prowess, always maintained. Muir had high standards, wanting to see if he died this time. He thought if a half-hearted man like him entered the martial arts department, it won't destroy it. Old selection rule. Xiao Chao stood below the stage happily. With this person, if he went to the stage, Lin Fan would die. Xiao Mei had already guessed that she would succeed in the third round, but didn't expect him to be Lin Fan's opponent when the new martial arts department was founded. She was alone. She also invited him to join, but was rejected by her. She really has confidence, but it's really annoying to see. As soon as he entered the field, he was taunted by Lin Fan, who told him not to get high. Without pretending to be tall, he says it's hard to blame Vice President Muir for hating him so much. He scolded for being typically childish, entering the elite hall with such a rural appearance no one likes. Lin Fan asked him to speak politely, not to be so loud, even though he was the one who was transferred. He had physical strength and would not embarrass the martial arts department. He still radiates disdain, saying how familiar. That week he told Lin Fan that he was unlucky. Person in 8 lives, but don't let him talk too much. One of Lin Fan's moves sent him crashing to the ground. After that, Lin Fan single-handedly defeated the others. Muir said it wouldn't be too easy for Lin Fan to enter the martial arts department with just that. After listening to this, Lin Fan thought so. He also felt very light on fulfilling the responsibility, recruiting talent. He said he had the right, and also considered it necessary to monitor and check the quality of talent, Muir said. He would personally fight it and test it. Last time Lin Fan asked if this was another topic he made up. Right then and there, to make things difficult for him, he didn't want to let the economics student who sells dumplings enter the pencak department, he said. Letting him enter the martial arts department so easily was really unfair to the other students. The homeroom teacher was at a loss for words at this time. The headmaster didn't know what to say to him. He doesn't know why a nerd like you has such skills and physique. Maybe it's a pagan cult, even a stimulant. Before she finds all her possessions, her tricks absolutely won't let him inside. Lin Fan had always respected him because he was a teacher, but now it seems that he must apologize to her. The two enter the battle, unwilling to yield to anyone he professes to be. But it was only the best among the students. He still wasn't a genius. Like he said, Lin Fan fell to the ground. After a while, Muir looked at Lin Fan on the ground and said that she spoke a bit of hope. Frankly, you don't take it to heart. You should be so honest, don't go where you shouldn't go. Man should not think that climbing high through the window of genius would be dirty, so that the gap between genius and delusion is forever incomparable. The background determines the class of fate and how the family will do, giving birth to such a child. Muir emphasized every word within her, her eyes trash. Lin Fan's mind was repeating his words over and over again, feeling that he was trash. He spoke too much, even Xiao Chao's girlfriend standing beside him couldn't hear him. This is what a teacher does. Have to say the principal now, cry without tears. He scolded the students because he would become trash. Complained by his parents, the homeroom teacher stood beside him and asked him to calm down. Muir asked Lin Fan to stand up and continued to struggle until one side fainted and couldn't get up. Lin Fan said that was a bit cruel. Did the vice president do it? To be honest, he is a bit poor, but he dares to admit that he is quite progressive. He will definitely major in pencak silat not only for his father, but he also has to prove to him that anyone is capable. Lin Fan took out a candy and started to eat it. But his mouth is so hard it's dry lips. If your lips are dry, you will just wet your lips alone. Eat candy. There is no rule that you cannot eat candy during this exam. Candy is the new prop he pulls from the toilet during breaks. If he couldn't fight back, he had to improvise. Cultural lollipop can transfer attacks. The system prompts Lin Fan to stop coloring and quickly selects the target to transfer, attacking the target that Lin Fan wants to move. Muir, of course. The moment he started hitting, Lin Fan felt no real pain, the system said, because the person who was sick was the deputy teacher. His homeroom teacher who ate the candy would transfer all the pain feelings of all attacks, and pain would be transferred to the chosen one. Targeting him now found it hard to understand that he wasn't just blocking his kicks and punches, but now he is also in pain. Why is this guy's defense so strong? Everyone was surprised to see a student fighting against Muir for the first time. The headmaster's eyes opened wide, waiting for him to enter the martial arts major. He can train well. Muir had never been so scary. She asked Lin Fan's attitude that she was laughing at Lin Fan. He said, he didn't laugh, but he kicked Lin Fan's face hard. Lin Fan screamed that he was in pain, pretending to be in pain to give him some face. But this blow knocked off his mask. The face frightened the principal and homeroom teacher. This was the first time he had seen the vice president's face without a mask. Lin Fan apologized to him. He really didn't mean what he shouted. Muir, you really feel the need, you bastard? Lin Fan felt that he was in big trouble. Time if the mask opens downwards, it does not only unseal except for forcing the main factor. If someone takes off Muir's mask, we'll have to stay with that person for life unless you volunteer at the price of a lifetime. The headmaster didn't expect anything good. He should have found a chance to take off his mask earlier. The current Lin Fan still didn't know how to think it was just a mask and put it back. She says, it's okay not to judge yourself. It was fine to look down on adults, but changing other people's lives arbitrarily was definitely not forgiven. He approached Lin Fan and said he has reached his limit, thought Lin Fan let him go and hit him, however the damage will still transfer. But when he did hit Lin, he took all the pain away. The system explained that because the effect of the candy was only 3 minutes, this power was extremely terrifying. So that would happen, inevitably beat him to death. So he got to quickly eat another candy. The chairman said that now that Muir had lost the will to continue fighting him, it would be a big problem. Suddenly, when Lin Fan was eating sweets, the headmaster came to find him. When the system prompts him to quickly select the target, he calls the principal at once the first. The name spoken within 10 seconds will default to target transfer. Lin tries to ask if the system can change it, or pretend he hasn't eaten his candy. But now there is no time to change it anymore. Then the headmaster would be the one to end his life with. The system told him to suffer as well. Who told him not to focus on himself at this time? Muir caught the fan, and the headmaster also fell to the ground. He clutches his head and asks who did it. The sneak attack that Lin Fan had asked for stopped quickly, or he would die, but he did not want to stop daring to fight it. He must know the consequences. Go ahead. The principal's face was now covered. Black Eye asks if she's laughing at him. With a straight face, Lin Fan replied that he was very sensitive. He also thought that his eyes were terrible. Hearing that made Black Eyes furious and kicked Lin Fan on the head with his knee. But the attack actually hurt himself. Seeing Black Eye's reaction, Lin Fan remembered that he should pretend to be in pain, and said that the attack hurt in an even voice. A moment later he noticed a mask floating in the air. The mask fell on Lin Fan's face. Taking the mask, Lin Fan wondered why a mask suddenly fell on his face. The principal and the others were shocked, because Black Eye's mask had fallen off. Mei Mei said that this was the first time she saw the deputy director of Black Eye without a mask. Even Bai Siki was also shocked. Black Eye's face started to turn red when he realized that his mask was off. Lin Fan apologized and said he didn't do it on purpose, then returned the mask back. The furious Black Eye asked loudly if it was necessary, and called Lin Fan a bastard. This is also a problem, because if the mask is removed, the seal of its main power will be opened. But if the mask is taken off with or accidentally by someone else, then Black Eye must be with the person who took off the mask. Hearing that, the headmaster was shocked and thought that he should have taken off his mask long ago, if he knew. If she didn't want to be a single girl for life, whether she wanted it or not, like it or not, Black Eye had to obey her, because that was the rule of the clan. Lin Fan was confused because his mask was accidentally taken off, why Black Eye didn't want to wear it anymore. Black Eye's hair slowly turned black. Black Eye also said that he couldn't take it anymore. Even for a person with no manners like Lin Fan, shifting the lines of fate was something he could not forgive. Even the deputy director's eyes returned to normal. Black Eye grabbed Lin Fan by the collar. The resigned Lin Fan said, "Just vent his anger on him because he will accept and bear everything." Black Eye also threw Lin Fan. As it was thrown away, Lin Fan screamed in confusion because it suddenly hurt. The system also reminds because the time limit is only 3 minutes. The panicked Lin Fan told him to buy more. Since his strength was truly terrifying, Lin Fan thought that he should hurry up. But before he could eat the candy, Lin Fan was already beaten by Black Eye. Black Eye had completely lost his mind. The headmaster was very envious of Lin Fan, but being beaten all the time was quite terrifying for him. Lin Fan kowtowed before Black Eye and apologized for his ignorance. He said that he shouldn't take off his mask and mess up his appearance. While kowtowing, Lin Fan got the chance to eat the candy. An enraged Black Eye asked whether Lin Fan thought apologetically enough for taking off his mask. Black Eye again tried to attack Lin Fan. The system told Lin Fan to quickly select the target. But just as Lin Fan was about to choose a target, the headmaster loudly called out to him and said that he had to shoulder the responsibilities of a grown man. He also asked if he could let a girl be abandoned by this world, because that's called cowardice. Lin Fan was confused by what the headmaster was talking about. But because he said the principal's name, when asked to choose a target because he was summoned, the system chose the principal. The panicked Lin Fan asked if he could change it, but the system replied that he could change it 10 seconds ago, but time was up. Lin Fan was scared because the headmaster was his target. The system warned Lin Fan that dazed would not change anything and told him to focus. But before the system could warn, Black Eye had already hit Lin Fan on the head. The principal of the school was also affected by the attack. The headmaster, who was in pain, asked who hit him. The frantic Lin Fan asked to stop it, as it would kill him. But Black Eye kept beating Lin Fan until the headmaster took the hit. The headmaster really didn't understand who was so mean to him when he was old. Lin Fan asked Black Eye to stop, but Black Eye instead hit Lin Fan's head on the floor. The principal continues to take the impact until he is seriously injured. Another student asked if the principal was okay, and the principal replied that he was just a little dizzy. He just wanted to know who was the person who so dangerously attacked an old man. They were completely confused even though there was no one around. Black Eye continued to attack Lin Fan one after another. At this rate, Lin Fan thought that the headmaster might be killed. Wounds kept popping up all over the headmaster's body. Xiao Mei Mei and Bai Siki were confused by what happened, and why the principal also responded. Lin Fan finally asked Black Eye to wait, and asked if he only wanted to chase Lin Fan away. He then said that if it wasn't just about strength and fists, then he would give up. Lin Fan felt that there was no other way but to steal the opportunity to massage him. But Black Eye ignored him and knocked Lin Fan flying. The principal, who also fell, thought that his life was really fun, and he was grateful to have lived on this earth while crying. If Black Eye continued like this, Lin Fan thought that the headmaster might die with him. Then suddenly rocks started to float around them. Black Eye said that if she was his teacher, it would be natural for him to teach her valuable lessons. Black Eye, which was also floating, warned Lin Fan to remember carefully that one must know where the limits of their abilities are. The worried director finally told Black Eye to stop because he had crossed the line. But Black Eye heeded the director's warning and launched his attack. Lin Fan thought that he would not be able to dodge this time. Xiao Mei Mei and Bai Siki cried out in worry. But the director fends off Black Eye's attack and tells him to calm down. He said that this exam had deviated from its original purpose. Lin Fan, who was scared to death, also praised God with all his greatness because he almost died. The bound Black Eye asked the director loudly why he even stopped him when he only wanted to judge for himself. The director immediately arrived before Black Eye and said that was not what Black Eye was aiming for. He then said that this test was simply an outlet for impulses that had become an arena for revenge against Lin Fan, and then told him to sleep for a while. Thanks to the director, Black Eye began to fall asleep. The exams have finally ended. The director then apologized to the esteemed managers and shareholders for this year's mishap. He then ordered the medics to take the principal to the medical room first. The director then called Lin Fan over. Lin Fan was confused. The director then said that even though the three of them had passed the test, he was still skeptical about the results of this test, being the same as Black Eye. This year's exams themselves were chaotic, because it was the first time he had seen such a harsh graduate assessment. It could be said, the exam this time got the lowest credibility in history. Xiao Mei and Bai Siki also got a bad feeling that they had to retake the entire exam because of Lin Fan. But the director said not to worry. Since everything was over, he wouldn't make a retest. They were naturally girls, since they were from the martial arts department. But it was Lin Fan who made him feel awkward. Lin Fan confessed that he didn't cheat in front of the director, and the director admitted it. But what the director asked was what happened to the headmaster when Lin Fan was beaten. Lin Fan also made up the stupid excuse that he might be connected. Lin Fan himself wasn't sure what to make of excuses. The director asked that if Lin Fan was injured, then the headmaster would also be injured. Lin Fan replied that it wasn't like that. The director said that was good, and kicked Lin Fan. Lin Fan managed to fend it off, but he wondered why these two teachers were so vicious. He didn't understand what was wrong with them. The director continuously launched attacks at Lin Fan, and Lin Fan was able to fend off the director's barrage of attacks just fine. Lin Fan thought that not only were the big ones, but the small ones were just as terrible. The director finally landed a heavy punch on Lin Fan's face. Lin Fan was impressed that Lin Fan was able to survive his attacks. An angry Xiao Mei said loudly that this was too much because Lin Fan was already battered. Bai Siki, who witnessed this, thought that Lin Fan was really like a cockroach because he was hard to die. Lin Fan didn't understand why he was being beaten and asked what was wrong. He was irritated by being attacked before the exam, during the exam, and even after the exam. He instructed that they didn't want Lin Fan to join the martial arts department. Just say it directly and don't involve anyone else. But the director instead told Lin Fan to go to the office for major migration before lunch at 12 tomorrow. He then said that the administrator of the school had a business trip at 13:00, so he had to go on migration before then. He warns that the martial arts department is different from the general department. Lin Fan must adapt to the study and life of the majors as soon as possible and adapt to it. But even so, the director was still the same. He said that he was full of question marks about Lin Fan's ability and did not deny his prowess. The director finally left while carrying Black Eye, who was bound by his powers. He thought that Lin Fan's speed, strength, reaction, and resistance were all good. He had the headmaster's very sharp eyes. But somehow, the director felt that Lin Fan looked a lot like him. Seeing the director leaving this place made Lin Fan think that he should probably train even more. Xiao Mei was happy that the two of them successfully passed. Lin Fan also managed to break into martial arts. Being too happy, Xiao Mei hugged Lin Fan and said that she was truly grateful to him. Lin Fan, who was hugged by Xiao Mei, was so happy that his face turned red. He also said that God is truly extraordinary. Because there was class in the afternoon, Xiao Mei said goodbye and see you tomorrow. Lin Fan, who could still feel Xiao Mei's embrace, said that her hair smells so good while looking at the system. But the system told him to smell satay and shocked Lin Fan with high-voltage electricity. While that was happening, two figures were watching Lin Fan from a distance. Because it had been electrocuted by the system, Lin Fan was also burnt. Annoyed, Lin Fan beat the system many times and ordered it to die. The system that sensed nothing warned Lin Fan not to lose his temper. Lin Fan turned around 180 degrees and said that he would forgive him this time. This made the system wonder why it had to get a host like Lin Fan. Since there were no afternoon classes, Lin Fan intended to go home to prepare himself. The curious system asked how the tavern was. Lin Fan replied that there was no need, because last night he had already prepared hundreds of bowls of dumplings for today's stock. Lin Fan checked his phone to see if there were any new messages. Suddenly, Lin Fan was running until the system asked him why he was so excited. Lin Fan said that Zhao Ling said he wanted to talk to him about the Dragon Vein map. Since he sent the message 40 minutes ago, Lin Fan said that he had to hurry. While running, Lin Fan felt a wind. He realized that someone was coming. Lin Fan thought, what kind of problem was there now? He turned around and tried to fight back. When the person who had lunged at him did something, Lin Fan was also taken aback. That person kowtowed and called Lin Fan brother. He then said loudly that he really admired Lin Fan. He admits that he is a big fan, and he is a junior in the engineering department. He begged to think of him as his little brother, and asked to learn from Lin Fan. He said that he had seen all the tests that Lin Fan took from the start and praised that it was truly extraordinary. He told me that he also wanted to enter the martial arts department, but what could he do who was just an ordinary major student? Every year, he would watch the martial arts department's postgraduate exams and study where they excelled. When he saw Lin Fan, he was sure that he had a professional background. He thought that was one of the conditions to be able to migrate to the martial arts department. Moreover, he was sure that Lin Fan must have strong connections and had a complicated background. If not, then perhaps someone like Lin Fan could get close to Xiao Mei Mei of the Xiao family. Since Lin Fan made the throw and made a hole in the gym from the inside, that was the second he decided to serve Lin Fan forever. With such strength, he said that Lin Fan truly deserved to be a superhero. He didn't know how to express his admiration for Lin Fan anymore. But Lin Fan ran away instead and told the man to look inside, because otherwise it will be very difficult. Lin Fan thought that he didn't have much time. Suddenly, the man caught up with Lin Fan and said that he knew that Lin Fan was also from the economics department. Lin Fan was surprised and asked how the man had caught up with him. He replied that it was easy, because he was wearing homemade mini rocket boots. He said that he was ready to file a patent for these